Good afternoon, everyone. Well, good evening, I should say. Welcome to round 10 of IRC. We are here in season 9, and it is the Russian Grand Prix. Just off of is it the Black Sea we're here, next to? I think it is, isn't it? Well, but what I do know is that we are here in the old Olympic Park then, which of course was hosting the Winter Olympic Games, wasn't it, back in 2014. Goodness me, how time flies when we're having fun, doesn't it? As you can see, we're just on a bit of moody shots then of the track itself. It does feel like a Russian, Valencian Grand Prix, doesn't it, in some places? But anyway, nonetheless, which I quite like I quite like the European Grand Prix that was held in the Valencia port, wasn't it? It was a good track. It wasn't great to watch, perhaps, but it was definitely good to drive, I think, on the older 2012, F1 2012, 2011 and 2010 games. Quite enjoyed it. Good evening, Gareth. Good evening, Chris. And good evening, Ryan Nenez. Hello. Glad you're right in the comments there, straight from the get-go, as we're also in qualifying one then. And we're just waiting for the cars to go out on track. And whilst we're doing so, let's go through the drivers, constructors, and the Mika Hakkinen Trophy, shall we? And it is Steve's in the championship. He's now got more than a win advantage over himself and T. Sammy, the double world champion, who is second. Frisky Biscuit has moved himself over the third now. Good stuff indeed. Frisky's on a great start to his IRC career. Fourth position is Matt. He's dropped down one position. Timmy, status quo, in fifth position. Sixth is Roscoe, gotten in front of his teammate after that incredible drive last time out for Roscoe. Absolutely brilliant performance indeed there for Roscoe. Mega stuff indeed, wasn't it? He was mammoth. He was mammothly incredible, wasn't he? Is that even a phrase? It is now, isn't it? Eighth position is Maxi, having a bit of a difficult start, isn't he? The man who was in the championship for 90% of the way last season, only 8th this season, and 98 points behind the championship leader, Steve, right, after only 9 rounds. That's pretty difficult to make up, I would say. Fizzy in 9th position, Hog in 10th position. The other movers in the championship, Val has moved up 1 position, Sprint dropping down a position. We've also got Penny moving up 2 positions. He had a fantastic race last time, didn't he? Goodness gracious me. I gotta say, can he keep up the momentum in the Haas team? And talking of the Haas team, let's take a look at the constructors, shall we? Red Bull leading the constructors, 15 points in front of the AlphaTauri team, who are second at the moment. I had a bit of vertigo then, goodness me. I don't even know why, because this is a track which is basically next to sea, isn't it? It's next to the sea, so it's on sea level really, so I don't know how that's happened. Third position is Mercedes, and fourth position is Racing Point. The top 4 so close together. 24 points separates all of those top 4 teams. Impressive, isn't it? Red Bull have moved up. Sorry, not Red Bull. Renault have moved up a position. They've got in front of the Alfa Romeo team, has dropped down a position. Ferrari are 7th. McLaren is 8th. 9th is the Williams team, and Haas are in 10th. But they have now they almost tripled their bank account from last time out. They've gone from 2 to 8 points. And courtesy of Penny, then can they keep up the momentum here tonight? Then watching Mason C. Goodness me, this man is a qualifier, an outstanding qualifier, isn't he? Good gracious, he is absolutely he's doing an absolutely mammoth job at qualifying. Can he have a clean race though? Because that seems to be the difficulty for Mason at the moment. Is just getting that getting the races all strung up and things like that. But I do have faith in this young man. Goodness me, he has talent, hasn't he? And remember that I think that getting qualifying right is probably one of the most difficult skills, isn't it? So racecraft, he probably just needs to probably think about more the percentage game as well. So he's I think the pure speed is very much more difficult to come by than racecraft, isn't it? So let's see what Mason can do then. But at the moment, as he's coming into turn at 13 and 14 as well, we got Steve saying, "Evening, you beautiful human being." Well, thank you, Steve. You're not too shabby yourself, my good sir. We have also got Johnny Harris. Go on, Frisky lad. Then where is Frisky at the moment? I hear all those fans ask. He is currently in the pits. Then at the moment, he is. I wonder if he's got his hand caught in the cookie jar. Maybe he should be in the biscuit jar. Mason's coming around the final turn. He's done a 31.5 to start us off. And good stuff indeed. Then what about Brown? Brown into the final part of the circuit. Then the final part of this circuit, it's a bit 90 degree left, 90 degree right kind of thing. It's very much an American style street circle, isn't it? Really, a final couple of corners around here. And this track hasn't, it's not the fan favourites, is it? But I gotta say, in terms of league racing form, this is probably one of the best circuits to watch, isn't it? Remember in season 6, was it, or season 5, we had one of the biggest shunts that I can remember in IRC. I think it was season 6 actually, wasn't it? Because we had the recreation of the Belgian 98 crash, didn't we, in season 5, where I remember double fate quite literally just sat back and watched the carnage unfold there. And I think he got some major points that day as well, didn't he? Double did. He was very lucky not to be disqualified, but I think he just kept inching up behind there. Timmy's gone second fastest, but Hog has just gone the fastest so far. Goodness me, they're going through thick and fast, aren't they? I've missed a couple of laps already. So it's a McLaren Mercedes, and that sounds just right, doesn't it? Because McLaren have got the Mercedes power units for next season, or shall I say this season, because Bahrain in testing is starting tomorrow, and I am absolutely amped up for it as well. And of course, I think it Drives to Survive, is it this week or next week? I'm not too sure about that, but I definitely know that the testing begins, doesn't it? And I am absolutely looking forward to that then. Really good stuff indeed. Of course, in Bahrain this season, I'm a bit disappointed because it should be the Australian Grand Prix this week, shouldn't it? So, but never mind, we still got some F1 cars out on circuit anyway, so that's all that matters. As Rizzle just coming onto the back straight as well. We've got two TR subs around this circuit. On this back straight as well, in between turn 12 and 13. And also after turn 1 and into turn 2, then this is probably the longest drag from the start-finish line, or the start line I should say, into the first braking zone, because it is turn 2, but turn 1's not really a braking zone, is it? Michael saying, evening Sean, hope you're well, and I'm always well, my good sir. We got Michael saying, cheers Johnny boy, and Johnny saying, third man, nice, I'm joint third going into the final of Brazil in my league on Saturday after the 4th place finish in Japan then. Good stuff indeed, fingers crossed for you, Johnny. Mike, we've also got Frisky We're saying, you're all over that man, you've got it mate then. Adam Wolford said, let's go Frisky, as Biscuit is just greeting his fellow driver, or maybe his fellow fan, I should say, isn't it? Good stuff. We've also got Johnny Howard saying weird to see you in anything other than a McLaren, Frisky. Well, yeah, Frisky's driving the Renault car tonight, but I gotta say he hasn't actually been out on circuit just yet, has he? Hopefully, will be in the not too distant future. Frisky currently starting the pits, and Steve takes another line through turn 3, as I think he's found a shortcut, hasn't he? Steve then in the Red Bull. Remember, we was in Italy just over a week ago, and remember I think we had a bit of rain, didn't we? And it was really it had a curveball, didn't it, for the IRC drivers, didn't they, and the pilots, and there was a couple of difficult strategies out there, but it was Roscoe who drove a superlative race out to get his first Grand Prix win of the season as well. But of course, Steve at the moment has still got the most wins, as he's got 4 so far this season. So good stuff indeed there for Steve. Just as we're now, I think Rizzle sticks out. He's 2 tenths a second down in the second split. We'll leave Rizzle to it, because we're watching Penny at the moment then, who was the driver of the star driver of last race in Italy for me. He did a fantastic job, didn't he? Penny did amazing stuff indeed. I think Gas was very unlucky as well, because he had a very strong performance in that Haas car, didn't he? Unfortunately, I think he made an extra pit stop, didn't he, about just after the halfway mark, which really put paid to what would have been a absolutely stunning performance there. So big blows there for the Haas team, but nevertheless Penny did a great job, didn't he, in securing a very solid 7th position as well. Went very long, didn't he, on those intermediate tires. I'm struggling to remember, actually. Goodness me, it's been a very long old week, and I gotta say I am looking forward to hitting the sack here tonight. Goodness gracious me, then I gotta say I do have bags the size of the size of the size of Eagles. I don't know. Eagles big. I'm not really too sure. I don't really got that high. Penny coming around the final turn. Penny goes 7 fastest at the moment there, and Alto of 11 cars. And that's a good time there for the Haas driver. JJ is emerged out on the circuit. Here is the Ferrari driver as well. Once again, he is the only Ferrari driver in the field as well. Maxi is not really. He's only started 4 races this season. Maxi has. So JJ's been the main star for Ferrari, but unfortunately at the moment JJ's just seems to be on a lot of bad luck there. Very close to being off the course there, but he just about carried on his way. JJ did. Goodness me, he was going very wide. A lot of understeer there from the Ferrari. into turn 18 as well then. Look at that, then taking a little curve out of the final turn, and he's done a 34.0. JJ has said, and I wonder if that's just a banker lap then to get us started. Here's Frisky then, of course the Frisky fan club are going to be absolutely delighted to see this man out in the Renault, and he accelerates out of turn 2 as well. We're going to keep an eye to see who else out there. Here's the double world champion T Sammy. Matt is also following T Sammy as well. Double is also starts up, so Frisky, we're going to keep an eye on Frisky. Let's go on board, shall we, with the rookie of the season. So far he's been absolutely mega, hasn't he? Frisky has really impressive stuff indeed, then taking a little curve then into is it JJ is in trouble. He's in major difficulty there, and on board double, and the Ferrari's gone off there, and he's, oh dear, it looks like he's gone too wide there, JJ, as coming out of turn 4, and he's crashed into the concrete barrier. These barriers are very unforgiving, and JJ and the Ferrari out of qualifying, and that is a big blow indeed. He was associated time so far, but that was just a banker, I would say, for the Ferrari driver. Absolutely brutal stuff, isn't it? This track, the barriers are quite close together, quite close on this track, aren't they? So you can't really fall asleep at the wheel then. Is Frisky, goodness me, using a lot of the AstroTurf. I wonder if he is a avid five-a-side footballer. Well, goodness me, it looks like it, because he was using a lot of the AstroTurf. Someone's just gone across the line and done a pretty decent time. I think that was Matt, wasn't it? It was indeed Matt there. Now, as T-Sammy's gone fast, and Frisky is coming out of the final turn, and he is 13 fast at the moment, as I think he had a problem on that lap then, because T-Sammy and Matt were sort of behind. Matt is now in 8th position then, but T-Sammy, the double world champion, has got almost a second advantage. Goodness gracious me. I don't think T Sammy's had a Grand Prix winner thus far. This is the longest time in his IRC career. Double goes at 15 fastest. This is the longest time in his IRC career where T Sammy has not won a Grand Prix then. So he's on a bit of a dry spell, isn't he, in Formula 1 at the moment. So let's see if he can let's see if we can bounce back. Well, he has bounced back here tonight then. Roscoe, the most recent race winner in IRC then, is emerging out of the pit lane, and he's about to start off his Russian adventure as well. But this man at the moment is at top of the standings then, and he has done a 31.0 then, and almost 100 for a second away. I've read that wrong, because I thought we did a 130. It's a 131.0 then, only 100 for a second in front of Steve, which isn't as impressive, but goodness gracious me, it's impressive nonetheless. So to be fast and Steve on any part of the course, let alone, so well done to T-Time, but he's going for a second by the cherry, the double world champion is then, and let's see, he does like to go for 2 laps, doesn't he, T-Time, he does. So let's see what his second time is on us in the 30s there. He's now extended his advantage by a 10th for a second, good stuff indeed. Matt is also putting a second time lap as well in the Alfa Romeo. Here, 6 fast moments. We're just watching the Alfa Romeo fly past us, and good stuff indeed. Johnny saying, come on, Welshie, better than that, buddy. I think Frisky does a much better job on his second time lap. He is 3rd fastest now then. Frisky, you had to abandon that first lap, I surmise. We've also got Jan saying, evening Sean, hopefully we have a great race tonight then. I have no doubt we will have a great race tonight, as we usually do have some crackers, don't we, in Russia in the IRC. That Gaz is 1.6 seconds up in the first sector. Really good stuff indeed there for Gaz. Currently he's into qualifying to at the moment. Double has got a bit of work to do. He's 0.4 of a second away from Gaz. We are going to be losing 2 drivers in this session. PB doesn't normally come out. JJ is unfortunately in the barrier, so it looks like that there's going to be 1 driver taking the walk of shame. Which driver is that going to be? Well, at the moment then, I think that it is the battle's going between Double and Gaz. And they're 4 tenths a second at the moment, separates those 2 drivers. Are on board then with Gaz. He is about to put in a very good timed run then. His first sector was it was quite impressive. His second sector, he's only a 10th a second up, on board the Haas driver as well. And now he's coming into 15, 16, 17 and 18, and it's a 90-degree left right now until the end of the course. And that's a very off camber corner 50. This is a very I've got to say, it's an error generator. It's not a satisfying corner whatsoever, is it? You probably want a more cambered corner than off-cambered corner to have a satisfying corner. Gaz coming out of the final, certainly had a pretty miserable final sector there. So we're leaving to it for the minute. Here comes Roscoe. As we said, he's the Italian Grand Prix race winner. DRS is now open. Lovely stuff indeed then. Let's see then, can Roscoe go 2 for 2 then? Here in IRC then. So currently at the moment, where is Roscoe in the World Championship? I hear you ask. Roscoe is 6th at the moment, and he is 73 points off of Steve. He had such a good start to the season, didn't he, Roscoe did? But unfortunately, he's been a bit up and down in this season, hasn't he? But I think that race win is really going to catapult him right up, very much in terms of momentum, going to catapult him right up the standards, I think, anyway. Well, let's hope so. And the final turn as well, Roscoe goes so fast at the moment then. I'm wondering then if it looks like some of these time runs there, I reckon that drivers might want to do 2 runs on this circuit at the moment. It's not giving up too much grip, is it, after 1 run? So I think that Roscoe ain't going for a second run then, because he's backed off quite heavily. On board with Steve then, as he is in the second split time as well. Here is the champion, the championship leader, the man who is that spoiler then, oh goodness me. Well, hit the road, he is championship material, isn't he? 33 points in front, and T Sammy is happy with his time run and is back in the pits. And Steve is out there trying to show his teeth against T Sammy. Well, at the moment T Sammy is faster, but Steve has had a mammoth second sector there, 0.2 of a second in front of his personal best. His personal best wasn't too far away from T Sammy either. There is a was that a Williams then? I thought that, yeah, it is a Williams there. Just it's very tight there and into the barrier, and goodness gracious me then. I think that was it was one of the Williams then. It was, I think it might have been so C goes fast there, and now into the 30.8, so impressive stuff indeed that. It wasn't Brown, I think it was Brown's teammate Val then, who is coming back in the pits. He has done 1 run so far, Val Hassan, so he's come back in the pits after done two runs, as I say, on the soft tyres. We got Brown out on circuit as well, and so there's Brown, and he's flying past me, there he is, whoa, goodness me, and he has gone out the screen, and we're going to carry on board with Gazan, but he's having a bit of a adventurous lap here. He isn't gaining much time at all, is he, in car 25, so we're leaving to it for the minute. Where's the sticks? Oh goodness, we were just in the end of that. He got on the power, the back end stepped out, it couldn't live with him, and he is back in the and unfortunately he's damaged the car. He shouldn't lose his position in qualifying. Well, having said that then, I think the battle for the final remaining drop zone is really starting to heat up, isn't it? Because we've got Double. Brown has now been also involved in this battle, and Gaz as well, so Brown is going to have to get a move on, because Double has emerged out of the pits as well. Double is now on a lap, so Brown, Gaz and Double. Asdog is not too far away either, but the question is whether, because Asdog might be dragged into this battle. He hasn't come out of the pits either, Asdog hasn't. Oh goodness me, there might be some tears, and there's an Alfa Romeo in the background. That is not Double, that is Matt then. 5/10 of a second up. Brown is in the second split time. That will lower the bar, I think, so Brown, is that going to be safe for Brown? Well, Gaz is in the pits then, so Gaz might be done and dusted then. Oh goodness me, oh gosh, Brown's back in trying to take the front thing, as Brown is really giving it all kinds of welly in the final sector then, into 17 then, now into 18 as well. He could just throw caution to the wind out of this final turn then. He is 12th fastest, Brown is. That's a very good time indeed. Steve's retired from the session then, so it's between Gaz and Double, so Asdog is safe, and very nicely done there from Asdog then. He was as cool as you like, wasn't he, Asdog? Much more cooler than me, as I was getting very concerned about Asdog's precarious position in this qualifying session. Double's had a very good second split time there. He needs it's in the ballpark. It's in the ballpark, so he's close to Gaz then. Is it going to be enough then to get him through into qualifying 2 days between Gaz and Double then? So there is Rizzlesticks there, who's minus an M plate there on that Alpha Tauri. He's coming back into the pits then. Luckily though for Rizzlesticks then, he's into qualifying at 2 then. He's done 5 laps on those soft tires then, so that might be why he spun it there. Double is through. He is pinched that final position there by 0.4 of a second. He has gone through, and out of qualifying goes Gaz, unfortunately. I wonder if Gaz might, I wonder if it's worth Gaz coming in the pits, throwing on another set of soft tyres, perhaps in going for broke. Unfortunately, he did do that, but he would have a lot more tyres in the race, wouldn't he? And I love Double's helmet. A beautiful bit of pink and kind of like carbon fibre-esque topping on his helmet. Lovely stuff indeed. So then, that is the end of qualifying 1 then. Unfortunately, we have lost PB, who, he doesn't like qualifying, does he, PB doesn't? I think that, yeah, to be honest, I think he must just enjoy watching it then. He must just enjoy the cars on the absolute edge and beyond. Great stuff. JJ, unfortunately, in the wall at turn 4, out of qualifying, and we've also lost, as we've just seen one of the, I think it was Roscoe who just went up into 6th position actually, but I'm trying to see who's on the map. Sorry, it was Matt who went up a couple of positions. He's up into 7th position now. His teammate Double is through into qualifying too. So good stuff indeed. So yeah, it's Gaz unfortunately out the pits as well, along with JJ. As Gaz just said, came out too early. He said that. So Gaz unfortunately out of qualifying, but don't worry, guys. We will see you in action in the race. And 216th on the grid isn't too shabby around here, because pit stops is going to be an absolute premium, or I'd say a lack of premium actually, because I reckon that it might be a one stopper here tonight, just because look at how slow and long this pit lane is, and Double is showing us exactly what we're talking about here. Look at this, it's a very slow and long pit lane here. If you get a drive through here, your race is almost done and dusted, and so I think a one stop strategy might be the way to go in this race, but do not take my word for it, because I absolutely know nothing about the old strategy calls or anything like that. But I think that's what the drivers would probably want to do, is just go on a one-stopper tonight. And whether they would choose the soft to the hard tyre, the soft to the medium tyre, or maybe they don't want to go on the soft tyre at all. And maybe this soft red mark soft tyre is just only for qualifying. It's only a qualifying tyre perhaps, and not a very good at a race tyre. Matt just cruising back into the pits as well. That is the end of qualifying one then. We have lost those 3 drivers, which unfortunately it is PB. He is, I think in his whole IRC career, he's only actually tried to qualify twice, I think. I think one of them was at one of the new tracks. So PB out of qualifying. We've lost JJ, that's why he went to the wall in quite a heavy clout for the Ferrari driver. 16th was Gaz as well. We've just heard him on the stream saying that he came out too early, and unfortunately because of that there, he didn't have the best of the track conditions, did he? Brown has left the session, and hopefully he'll come back in pronto. Steve is the fastest so far, but look how tight it is at the top between the JJ's left the session as well. Look how tight it is at the top then. It is a very, very everyone's leaving the session here, goodness me, as it's and just having a look then, there's a couple of drivers that just left the session here, so just having a look to see what is occurring. But the top two in the timing sessions are also the top 2 in the championship as well, and we'll see what is going to what's going to be occurring when we get into qualifying 2, which is coming up now. Then a lot of drivers are left the session, so just now, I don't think anything is occurring, but just having a quick look. Anyway, we're into qualifying 2 then. So the top 2 then, I think that it was kind of like a bit of a feeling out kind of thing then, to see. Just to see what is occurring, but I think that it's going to get very, very interesting in the next. Well, I would definitely say qualifying 2 is going to get very interesting, but the qualifying 3 is going to be where it's at, isn't it? Because in terms of the qualifying form book, we had Frisky Biscuit on pole position last time out in Italy, didn't he? He absolutely nailed that. He did have a helping hand, didn't he, with with the slipstream, didn't he? Frisky did, but Frisky's been on pole position. We've also had Steve on pole position a few times as well. So has Mason and Maxi as well, and I don't think T Sammy's been on pole position this season either, so incredible, isn't it? But T Sammy has got the most podiums this season, along with the championship leader, and that is why he is second in the world championship, and of course it's all about consistency as well. Remember Nico Rosberg, Keke Rosberg only won 1 Grand Prix on his way to 2000 on 2000. Goodness me, I've got to say he's a very long serving driver, isn't he? Keke Rosberg back in 82 won the 82 championship, didn't he, by having 1 race win, didn't he? So yes, it's not all about the most victories or anything like that. Remember, Rosberg didn't have the most victories in 2009 either. 2016 either, did he? It was Hamilton had 10 wins, and I think Rosberg had 9 or something like that, didn't he? So yeah, it's not about having the most wins, it's about having the most points, isn't it? So we've joined Timmy at the moment. He is currently the only car out on circuit. Well, we've got 2 others now. We've got the racing point of Asdog and Rizzlesticks has emerged out of the pits. Well, we've got a Haas car of Petty, who is accelerating out. And look at this then, as they now fly out of the pit exit. And here we go then. So Petty there out on the circuit. And now just coming onto the track then. 30 minutes in this qualifying session to go then. This is quite a longer circle, isn't it? It's about 90 seconds for a quick time lap. So you've probably got to give about a minute 50 around to get an outlap done as well. You do not want to take out as much any life of the tires as much as you can. Then unfortunately Timmy might have taken a bit of life out of the tires in that turn 15 corner there, because he was very much sliding. Now of course the cars always slide. He is about minimizing the slide, isn't it? And unfortunately for Timmy, he didn't really minimize that whatsoever. He's on the medium tires there, because if you get into the top 10 you must start on the tires when you set your fastest time on. And of course the drivers probably want the medium tire, because that might be a better race tire in this Grand Prix. But at the moment, then, look at how hot it is out here in Sochi. It is absolutely beautiful day, isn't it, here for the Russian Grand Prix. And the heat haze then is absolutely rising off the tarmac, isn't it? Lovely day indeed. Timmy now is just flying into this signature turn 3 and into turn 4 as well. And now then, as he comes into turn 5, and now we're into the second split time as well. He's gone purple in the first sector. Now then into turn 6 and 7, and it's a bit of a kink here. You don't want to go out too wide there, because that is track invalidation, isn't it? You do not want to be doing that. This corner here, there, I gotta say, it's very deceiving, isn't it? Because you think you can go in there quicker than what you can. Now then, onto the back straight, and you need to have a good exit. Lovely stuff indeed there for Timmy, straight up the car. Great, doesn't he? Very quickly indeed. Lovely stuff. And now down the back straight, which is anything but a straight. It's a kinky straight before we get into turn 11 and 12. And of course, that's going to be an overtaking opportunity, isn't it? I think Carlos Sainz had a big smash there in 2015. Now into turn 15 and 16 as well for Timmy. Love the helmet as well. Beautiful stuff. Accelerating away then. Not riding on the curb too much there. 2 corners from home for Timmy. Let's see then what this can do. Remember the benchmark earlier on there was a 130.8. Then this one is not going to be close. I remember he's on the medium tires, but I think Timmy might be a bit I think he might be satisfied with that, but I'm not sure if that's going to if that's going to be safe or not. What about Asdog then? Asdog then he's now 2 corners from his home as well then. He's out of ERS deployed, then you can see on telemetry down the bottom right hand side, then out of the final turn then for Asdog, and he's done a 32.9 then. So I wonder if that is there's me, I think maybe accusing of is that JJ's withdrawing the session as well. Goodness me, they're in and out shaking all the bout kind of thing at the moment, isn't they? Goodness gracious me. I think that the track might not actually be as Rizzle Sticks is invalidated his time. He's going to have to go around again, and he is indeed going around again now for Rizzle Sticks. Oh, there's a Fizzy's gone off there on his outlap. Oh, goodness me. He's on the soft tires, Fizzy is. And he's letting the Red Bull driver go through. But that's not how you want to start your lap there. He hasn't started his lap just yet. Steve has done a second quicker than anyone else at the moment. Steve has plenty of slots into second position. Good stuff indeed then. I think Fizzy is starting his lap now, but that is not the ideal start then. Is it for Fizzy's lap then? I think we just see the car going off into Nanya there. Goodness me. On board then with Frisky. He is on the medium tires then as well. Maybe I'm just being a bit harsh about the driver thing, because I thought that the lap there 33.0 for Timmy might have been a bit slower than what he liked there, but that might be just I'm sorry, I just knocked off the tower. Played a bit of Jenga over there, but no, I thought that the times was a bit slow, but that might be me just being harsh there and not knowing anything about the track. Of course the track might be not in the best position in terms of giving up its speed just yet, and we'll find out then as Frisky into the final part of the course as well. On board the Renault driver. Lovely stuff indeed then, as we're getting to know this trademark beautiful white helmet with all kinds of colours on there. It's absolutely good stuff indeed, and I gotta say I love it. I'm a good lover of the helmet. 4/10 of a second away at the moment now from Steve. Frisky is in second position, and I think he might be fairly happy with that. Hog goes across the line in fourth position there. I've got to say Hog is looking very strong at the moment, isn't he? Rizzle Sticks, so just I say that, Rizzle Sticks puts Hog down to fifth then, and Rizzle Sticks is now looking stronger, isn't he? Good stuff indeed then. There's a lot of I'd say that this is going to get a very, very interesting qualifying session, isn't it? We've got a Red Bull driver just cutting the pits there. On board Fizzy, unfortunately he had a bit of an adventure right here on the last lap, and once again he's not liking turn 17, is he? He spun last lap. This lap though, oh goodness me, and just I say that, he's not liking it. Well, that's a good time indeed on the soft tires for Fizzy. He is not messing about, is he? He's straight from the get-go. Roscoe into the final part of the lap as well. We've got Williams just in front of us. I think that Williams and Brown is on an outlap, so going to stick with Roscoe at the moment. The tyres are going to be screaming hot at this part of the lap, isn't it? As this is now where you're going to be trying to get on the power as much as possible. Here's car 48 into the final corner as well. Alvik, break this glowing. Roscoe 6th fastest. Yellow flag in turn 3. It's when the Mercedes are just easing off the throttle there. And look at this, we've got a bit of a race coming out of the pit lane. That is Val, as we've got T. Sammy, the double world champion with the signature lime green helmet into turn number 18 as well. And he goes into third fastest on a 32 flat there. On board with Brown then in the Williams and yellow flags is the final part of the sector as well. We expect a lot of yellow flags in this qualifying session because drivers are going to be just backing off slightly, and they just want to get give themselves a bit of room there against their competitors as well. Brown's back end there is trying to overtake the front end. That was a bit of sliding there. I think Colin McRae would have loved that, wouldn't he? Oh goodness me! But in Formula One, that is not where the time is, unfortunately. Maybe in rally, but not in this Formula series. Brown down the back straight then in the Williams. DRS and the drag reduction system wide open. You can only use it on 2 parts of the track there. This part here and on the start finish straight as well. Breaking down into third gear about 60 miles an hour then. And another very slow quarter as well then. As we've already mentioned, there's a very technical end to the circle, isn't it? Dropping down to 50 miles an hour as well. The back end there. So once again then wanting to overtake there. Brown there is on the rest of the back end already earlier on this lap around the turn 7 and 8 part of the lap then. Urs is almost out then. He's run out deployment. He's done a very good job, Brown, as managing that Urs deployment. He is 11th fastest out of the 11 that have qualified so far. That is not enough to get him through into qualifying 3 just yet, but that is his first lap done for Brown, and we're going to see a much more competitive time, I feel, in the next couple of minutes or so. On board with Val. Oh, lovely, beautiful helmet there from Val. Absolutely love that. In the Williams here is Ed. And now then you can see there's a car just in front of us as well. Of course, the slipstream is quite a big effect, isn't it, on these monstrous Formula 1 cars these days, isn't it? I'm thinking that when you compare them to like a 2005-6 Renault, they are just so much more bigger, aren't they? I think it would be nice to have them a bit more nimble, in my opinion. And hopefully they will be in the 2022 rules. And they do look quite interesting, don't they? Of course, the 2022 rules have not a secret there, but it just shows how much I understand all the rules and regs of F1, doesn't it, really? As it just goes well above my head, doesn't it? Val then is coming into the, finished the first part of the lap as well. He's in the second part of the lap, and there's Matt just in front of, just behind us, I should say. I think it's Matt. No, listen, it's Double who's just behind us. He is on the soft tires, Double is. Both the Alfa Romeo team are going for the soft straight from the get-go, so I'm wondering, that is definitely their strategy, isn't it? So Alfa Romeo not even thinking about trying to qualify on the medium tires. And Fizzy was another driver who went straight out on the soft tires, and so very interesting stuff. Timmy is also back out there as well with 5 minutes to go on the soft tires, so it looks like the drivers are now starting to Mason's back in the session. That's good stuff indeed. Then he's got 5 minutes to get out there. I think they would like to banker lap here. Unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. And so, but if anyone could Timmy's gone fastest there, but if anyone can get that job done, it's definitely Mason. As we already mentioned in this session, he is very quick, isn't he, on one lap pace. And Double comes across the line. He's gone 5th fastest in the Alfa Romeo. That's a very good time indeed then for Double. Matt is down the back straight as well. I see a AlphaTauri in the I think he's just coming in the pits. I think he is indeed there. Matt has gone purple in the second sector, and 04446 there. We know he's gone purple then, not because he's holding his breath, but because he is because on the track map that means he's the quickest out of all the cars that have gone out so far, and that's what he means. That is he's now into 16 out of it as well, right in the bit of the curbs, and lovely stuff indeed. This car is looking lovely and planted, isn't it? Car 40 into 17 into 18 as well. The Alfa Romeo, what can he do as he comes across the line? He is second fastest, 4/10 of a second behind at Fizzy. So let's take stock. 4 minutes to go in this session then. Timmy is currently fast at the moment then. Good time there from Timmy. He's going for another by the chair as well. And look, no he isn't. He's not chosen to use the DRS then. Timmy is fast then. Matt second. Fizzy in third position then. Fourth position is T. Sammy. He's on the medium tires. He's done 2 laps on the medium tires. Steve has thrown on a set of soft tires in the garage from the graphic there. He is 5th. Double is in 6th position. That's a good time there for Double. 7th is Frisky. 8th is Penny. RZA 6th and 9th. 10th position is Roscoe. Those are the top 10. Let's go through into qualifying for at the moment then, but there's a long way to go. And the likes of Asdog really is going to have something to say about that, isn't he? He's coming out of the pits now. Sorry, he's already out of the pits. He's starting his lap now. 11th position is Hog. 12th is Asdog. 13th is Brown. Mason in 14th. He is on the medium tires. Mason is in, so he feels he can get through into qualifying 3 on the medium tires, or is he just feeling that it's not a good race strategy to go on the soft tires? I love the fact that there's a lot of drivers and is approaching this so differently to each other. And there's a couple of drivers that's on the medium tires still. The likes of Steve and T. Sammy are still on the medium tires. Whilst on the soft tyres, Matt and Timmy and Fizzy are all on the soft tyres. They've qualified on the soft tyres. They feel that is the way to go for the race then. And it could be about track position is king around here. But there is a couple of overtaking opportunities, as we already mentioned, down into turn 13. And also on the long run into turn 2 as well. But I'm really looking forward to the run down to turn 2. It's always action, isn't there, going into turn 2. It's a very long run, isn't it? And of course, you've got to make sure your brakes are up to temperature. Asdog is 1.1 seconds up in the second split time. Mason is now started us up as well. Lovely over-the-shoulder shot here with the Racing Point driver. Look at that then. Look at all the graphics. Oh my word, there Asdog is pointed in the wrong place. There he's on the complete wrong part of the circuit. I think that's going to lose Asdog a bit of time. Is it going to be crucial for Asdog's progression in this qualifying session? Out of the final turn then for Asdog. He is second fastest. I know nothing. Great stuff indeed there for Asdog. Here comes Mason C into turn 4. A 33.2 in the first sector. Yes, Mason C is a bit behind the 8 ball here, unfortunately, because of the issue gremlins he's had in the McLaren garage. He is out on circuit as well. Look at that. I think he got beached on that curve there, didn't he? So he would have lost a bit of time there. How to correctly oversteer the car as well for Mason, but it's just a little issues here and there. Is that going to make up the issues of the whole of the lap, I should say? We're going to find out now, but he's the only driver out there on the medium tires. And yellow flag as his teammate Hog there is just getting well away there. And that's very good stuff indeed. He's done a 5-1 in the middle sector there. I think the car just gained some air then when he was on board with a Mason C. And of course, that's going to lose some time as well, as we're now into the final part of the lap as well. And look at that then, lovely stuff from the McLaren driver. 1 minute to go in this session. That is 60 seconds, and someone's just crossed the line. Steve! Oh my goodness me! He is in the wall in turn number 3. We've just jumped off of Mason. He's got to take position. Steve has crashed. Oh my goodness, that's where Carlos Sainz crashed in the race in the 2020 Russian Grand Prix. Steve, who has been oh my goodness me, he was through into qualifying 3, wasn't he, as it stood then? But that is a huge shock to the system here tonight in IRC. Goodness gracious me. And what an absolute development here. The scenes here in Russia as the championship leader having some gremlins here in Russia tonight. And that is not good, is it? As we try and calm down a bit here, because goodness me, as Asdog comes into the pits, he is safe and sound back in the pits. Both Williamses are quite close together. Val hasn't set a lap just yet. Brown is about to set his second lap then. His first lap was more of a banker. His second lap is definitely a qualifier though. Out of the final turn, and Brown goes 7 fast then. He is through into qualifying 3 as it stands then. What about Val? He is through into qualifying 3 as it stands then. I keep saying as it stands then because it is not over yet, is it? What about the Mercedes? I think Fizzy is finished then. Brown is we got checkered flags out there. I'm not even sure who's finished and who hasn't then, but who is coming around now? I think it's Roscoe. It is Roscoe then, out of the final turn as well, taking a lot of curve there, but Roscoe's fast then in the Racing Point then. What about Penny? Out of the final turn then. Penny's 11 fastest. He's eliminated out of qualifying, unfortunately then. Mason's out of qualifying as well. He's dropped down like a stone, hasn't he, unfortunately, Mason C, because he was on the medium tires and he didn't want to even think about the soft spot. It looks there. What about his teammate Hog? He's the slowest so far. Not anymore. He's in 4th fastest. Good 17. Steve has unfortunately left the session. Hopefully he'll come back in just a jiffy. T. Sammy is out on the circuit now then. So T. Sammy then, is this an open goal then for T. Sammy to get his first pole position of the season then? He's out of the final turn and then of course he's going fastest here. And who is that then? That's one of the Reynolds of Frisky Biscuit going up in the 3rd fast as well. Good 17th then. Brown is out of qualifying. What about Rizzle sticks into the final turn as well? And he comes out to the final turn and Rizzle goes at 5th fastest then. And Steve is going to be 11th on the grid then. The World Championship leader is out of qualifying in qualifying qualifying to the scenes here. Oh goodness me, this Russian Grand Prix has already got mega, and we haven't even started the race yet, have we? Goodness me. George Cresswell just said, better late than ever. Get in, Frisky boy. Well, Frisky at the moment is absolutely loving life there, as he is now in third position. He's through to qualifying too. Steve saying, I was trying no TC quickly turns it back on you. Quickly turns it back on. Unfortunately, Steve looks like the traction control there looks like had no traction out of turn number 3, and unfortunately he went off. Of course, he crashed where Carlos Sainz crashed, but remember Carlos Sainz crashed there because of lack of spatial awareness. Unfortunately, Steve crashed there because I think the traction, because of the grip just deserts him when he needed it most, in the unfortunate Steve. But he's going to be in an end position there, right smack bang in the middle of the pack then. So Steve is going to really have to get his skates on, isn't he, here tonight? He does have a 33-point lead then, so he has a cushion. But of course, whether that is still a long way to go in this race. We're only on round 10 out of 22. We ain't even at half distance yet. So anything can happen in this World Championship, and it usually does, doesn't it? I remember last season, Maxi, who was dominating the season more often than not, wasn't he? Didn't win the championship in the end. It was T. Sammy there who really just he did a very good impression of Sebastian Vettel, didn't he? Really, remember Vettel only led the championship once in 2010, and that was at the very end there where he pinched the win, didn't he? Pinched the championship off under Webber and Alonso's noses, didn't he? Good stuff indeed. So anything can happen in the World Championship, can it? Right, out of qualifying, then Mason C is in 15th position. I wonder if he's ruined, not going on to the soft tires. Petting in 14th position, Brown in 13th, Double in 12th position, Steve is in 11th position, and that's probably the big shock in qualifying too. Well, there's two big shocks, I feel, for me, and that is that Mason C and Steve both out of qualifying, both on the medium tyres, but they can choose whatever the tyres they want to start the race on then. Right, as we go into qualifying 3 then, we'll find out who is going to be doing what then. Mason saying, punctual as always, George, and George Cresswell, I'm glad he's loving life. I hope you're loving life too, Sean. I'm always loving life, my good man. As George saying, picture of punctuality, me, mate. And Johnny Harris there, sweating there, Frisky lad then. But I think the Frisky is going to be absolutely delighted with life now, though, because he is through into qualifying 3. But remember, this is only half the job here tonight, because, of course, we do have the race as well. That's the beauty of IRC. That's the beauty of IRC League racing, isn't it? We do both qualifying and the race on the same night then, and it's 2 hours of action and drama, isn't it? We've already had drama already. I don't know why, but I'm really strong with me old headset tonight. It keeps falling off my head. Right, as we're into qualifying at 3 then. And we've got Timmy there who is just coming out of the pits now then. As his mechanic does a bit of the old moonwalk there. Lovely stuff indeed then. Timmy there out onto, well, you're not on the circuit yet then, because there's a very rude Asdog there as he squeezes in front of Mercedes. And Asdog is now at first out on the circuit then. Look at this, look at these queue of cars then. That just shows it's a long circuit. I think it's going to be 2 runs and done then. Not the tracks like Austria there, where it's just over a minute there, where you could probably get 3 runs in, so it's 2 and done then. So if anyone saved a set of medium tyres, then they are going to be loving it, because they can do 2 runs on soft new tyres. Of course, if you get into qualifying 3, you have a new set of soft tyres given to you by the very lovely gentlemen and ladies from the FIA. So good stuff, Ben. But of course, you only get 1 set, you don't get 2 sets, and of course that's where you've got to really plan. Oh, that McLaren's gone very well in the background. I think that was Hogg then. Of course, we've already seen JJ into that concrete wall earlier on in qualifying 1 then. In each of the qualifying sessions so far, you've had a car going off into these concrete walls, and it's been very brutal indeed. Steve is back in the session then. Unfortunately, though, he has to watch it, or maybe fortunately, I should say then as well, because there's nothing better than watching a race here in Russia in the IRC, is there? But I think that Steve is a competitor. He would love to be out there. However, there is now a opening for one of these 10 drivers to get pole position then for the Russian Grand Prix as well. Frisky had a pole position last time out in the Italian Grand Prix. We've had Mason with a pole position as well. He is not in he's not in this top 10 shootout. We've also had Max with 2 pole positions then. So the door is open then for someone to grab their first pole position of the season, and who will it be? Will it be Arsdog? Of course, Arsdog, remember, a couple of seasons ago, was the pole position king, wasn't he? And 3 pole positions in the first 6 races. Really good stuff indeed, then, including that absolutely mesmerising lap in Monaco, season 6. Amazing stuff indeed, then, for Arsdog. Flies through turn 1, then, I love that shot there. You can see, that it's so hot there. It looks like it's wet down there, doesn't it? It's incredibly hot there as the heat just evaporates off of the tarmac as well. Arsdog there, easily flat through turn 3 is there. When the tyres though are starting to go off, and you have to be very much aware of the tyres and their life there as well, because you can go off in a big way. Ask a Roman Grosjean in 2015 as well, whether it was down to tyres or a Grosjean mistake. We'll never know, really, honestly, will we? I can't remember that. I remember the crash, but I can't remember what the root cause of it was then. But it might have been a Grosjean error, perhaps. There's me just being a bit nasty to Grosjean, of course. But it's great to see Grosjean back in a car, albeit an Indy car. And I think the Mercedes have said that they could be giving Grosjean a chance in one of their Mercedes cars as well, which would be great stuff indeed, wouldn't it, for Grosjean after that horrific accident in the Bahrain Grand Prix of towards the end of last season then. But we're glad to see him in IndyCar, aren't we? So good stuff indeed. As we're just now watching Arsdog, then he's not interested in the IndyCar at the moment. Then all he's interested in this Sochi Autodrome track here in Russia. He's now coming into turn number 18 as well. Out of the final corner, Arsdog's done a 33.2 to start us off. What about Timmy? I should say Timmy has done a 38 then. About Frisky is 3/10 of a second quicker. He's on provisional pole position. And what about the McLaren of Hulk? He is 4 faster than Matt is up in the 3rd. And what about the T Sammy? It's only 4 faster at the moment than in the AlphaTauri. Goodness me, I was expecting to be a bit higher up than that. Rizzix has abandoned his time. Then we've got Fizzy, who is goodness me, he's almost in a different postcode coming out of turn 17 into turn 18. He's 3rd fastest, 2/10 of a second away from his teammate, and he is on the 2nd row of the grid. The Mercedes driver, he's going to be happy with that. Here's a Roscoe that he's done a 4.45 in the second split time. That's a very good time for Roscoe. Yellow flags is fluttering in 1. Do not worry about that. It's the Mercedes of Fizzy, who is just cruising back to the pit as well. 7 times have been set so far. Make that 8 then, because Roscoe's in 5th position as well. I think some drivers are going to be quite disappointed with their opening attempts here in Russia. Let's go for the grid. First, going for 2 for 2 in his qualifying tally. Then at the moment, and he is the fastest by 3/10 of a second from Timmy in 2nd position. In 3rd position is Fizzy. Matt in 4th position. Roscoe just watching now in 5th position. 6th position is T. Salmon, the double world champion. He was quick in qualifying too, but he hasn't shown the pace in this opening stint here. We got Arsdog in 7th position. Hogg is in 8th position. 9th is Russell 6th, and Val in 10th position. Was T. Salmon going for a second time run as well. Let's go on board then with the double world champion as well, and he's coming out of turn at 17, and he's coming in the pits as well, so he's just trying to get in the pits quite quickly by the looks of that then, and because we've got now 6 minutes to get themselves back out there. So then there's Frisky coming into the pits, and he's going to be delighted with that for first time run then, isn't he? He's a 3/10 second up then, and that's quite an impressive gap, isn't it? Right from the get-go for Frisky then. So he's going to be absolutely loving life there, isn't he? In the red there. Frizzy coming in the pits as well, and Roscoe will also be in the pits. Rizzle Six has emerged out of the pits over 6 minutes ago. Then he's a bit against the grain here, isn't he? Rizzle Six is, as he abandoned his first time run then. So our on board reversal coming through turn 3 and 4 now. So this is his out-lap moment, Rizzle Sixes. He is just getting the car prepared up, and I'm a bit of a start there, didn't I? Yes, Rizzle Six are just getting the car prepped and ready to go then for these one-lap wonder then. What can Rizzle Six pull out of the bag then for the AlphaTauri? At the moment, the AlphaTauri are leading the constructors, if I'm not very much mistaken. I am very much mistaken. It is the Red Bull team, isn't it? Leading the constructors at the moment, but AlphaTauri are only 15 points back then. I think that AlphaTauri, of course, are the defending constructors world champions. If they win it again here tonight, then this season, that means they'll be 100% record, 100% record in the constructor standards, because they would have won 2 for 2 there. Of course, they were the AlphaTauri team. They were the Toro Rosso team previously, of course, but technically they're a new team, according to me. But there you go. That's just my twisted logic and all that kind of jazz. So if anyone's followed Formula 1 for a very long time, before the Toro Rosso team, there was the Minardi team as well. One of my favourite teams ever, really, as they brought through a lot of great drivers, didn't they? Minardi team did, of course, the likes of Mark Webber, Fernando Alonso, Giancarlo Fisichella, Jarno Trulli, just to name it through. Of course, also the greats and the likes of Alex Young and Tarso Marquez as well. Of course, all those are great as well. Also Gaston Mazzacane, Marc Genet. The list just goes on and on, doesn't it? And of course, they also had Zort Baumgartner and Gian Maria Bruni as well, who's a very good, I think he's a very good GT driver now, isn't he? He seems to be in Le Mans a lot. I don't really watch much of GT racing or any of the sports cars kind of stuff, unless it's Le Mans, so you can see I'm a paper fan, really. But I do love the Le Mans there, and I would love to go one day, really. I think it'd be absolutely fantastic, wouldn't it? But nevertheless, I think that Gian Marino Bruni is I think he is in GT racing, isn't he? Well, he's definitely in Le Mans zone. Also, it's great to see the likes of Fisichella in there as well, and a couple of other names that were quite close to F1 on flirting on the outside of F1, and like Oliver Gavin, for example. I remember he was quite close to getting into Formula 1 because he had a lot of test drives, didn't he, Oliver Gavin? But unfortunately, just never made it, did he? And of course, Gary Paffett as well, another driver that seemed to always be testing for the McLaren team, but never actually got a drive in F1 then, which is a shame, really, isn't it? It seems that some drivers are much better test drivers than they are race drivers, and vice versa. I think Anthony Davis was a very good test driver, wasn't he? I don't think he ever proved his worth too much in the actual race of Formula 1, did he? I think his first race was in the Minardi in 2002. That didn't go too well, did it, for Anthony Davis? It's into the pits then, because Russell 6 is abandoning his time then, and here comes T7 then on the back straight as well. Timmy is in the second part of the lap as well. We've got a AlphaTauri just in front of us, and it is T7 Mone, 6,600 second up on his personal best in the first sector. They're giving it all kinds of effort there through turn at 6 and 7. I get so lost around here then, so it could be any quarter number, but there's me just picking any old random quarter number and just hoping for the best, really. That's kind of what I do. 3 minutes to go in this qualifying session. We still got a lot of drivers in the pits. We have 7 out on track. We have no, we don't. We have 3 out on track. We have 4 out on track, if I can count. We have 6 in the pit lane. I'm expecting a lot of drivers now starting to emerge out of the pit. So we have a racing point coming out of the gantry, out of the garage now. T Sammy, it's not interesting that. Then I wonder if he's fueled for 2 runs here, T Sammy, and I'm wondering if the likes of Timmy as well, because Timmy's an expert at the 2-lap qualifying time, isn't he? Even when it ain't meant to be the case, then Timmy still gets on it, doesn't he? Presses 17, T Sammy into 17, now into 18 as well, and break this the glow, and T Sammy is on pole position there. An incredible time indeed then, and you can see he really musters up that. He's a tenth of a second in front of Frisky. Timmy goes across the line, he is slower, and he is only third fastest at the moment, and that's a surprise there for Timmy. I was expecting to go quicker. Hog, goodness me, always cut the corner of the final one there, and the Hog goes 6 fast, about a tenth of a second in front of his personal best. Good stuff indeed. Val is on a 16 as well, and look at this, and as the fuel light is flashing there for the Williams car, and he's going to be running on fumes, and Valles, and of course he's still got time for one more run. Has he got enough fuel? Well, he's 9th fastest then. Valles in the final sector. Just taking a look then, what is T Sammy doing? And he is quick in the first sector once again. Yellow flag said. What about Timmy? Is he going on again then? He looks like he said he's getting all the deployment out of the car, isn't he? Just watching on then for T Sammy once again, and he's going for a second bite of cherry. He feels that Frisky can go quicker. I feel the Frisky can go quicker as well, so T Sammy needs to get this lap in, does he? The pressure is on the double world champion. He hasn't had a pole position yet this season, has he? If I'm not very much mistaken, if I am, I apologise to T Sammy. 1,500 of a second up in the second split there. It is mighty close, and T Sammy is at the edge of the limit and beyond here, isn't he, the champion? And now into 16 as well. Look at that car is looking pointy as well. It's point and score there for T Sammy. Great stuff. Now into 17 and 18 as well. Lovely shot from the AlphaTauri. The defending Constructors World Champions, 18 then. Lovely stuff. He is on pole position once again. He lowers the mark one more time, Ned. And he's got time for one more run if he's got enough fuel. Timmy goes across the line. He improves by less than a tenth of a second then. Matt is starting his lap as well. What about Frisky? Frisky is also starting his lap with 25 seconds to go. The pressure is on him. The ball is in his court now. Roscoe is And the second intermediate split time now. Hogg is 15 seconds off the pace set, so I think he might be done. Same with Val as well. No, we're going to stay with who is staying with at the moment? There's so many people to choose from. T Sammy is done. I think T Sammy is done. Then is Timmy still on it? We're on board with him now. I think he is, but I've got to keep an eye on him. But I think that we need to keep an eye on Roscoe's 2/10 second up in the first split time. The second split time is just before the big breaking point of turn 13. I think it is. Here he is at 4/10 of a second in the second split time. That is enough to get him on the third row of the grid. Then Hogg has finished his time then. Val is also coming to the pits as well. Rizzastix is out on the lap then, so he's one and done then for Rizzastix. He's just getting past the Mercedes. I think that might be Timmy who is in third position. It's an all Mercedes for second row then. Good stuff indeed then. Roscoe into turn 17 as well. Drifting the car wide into 18 then. Very much on the limits there. Roscoe's third fast and that's a great time there from Roscoe. Really good stuff indeed then. He is on the third row of the grid then. He has broken up the Mercedes party there, hasn't he? Can Matt shift the Mercedes party to row 3? We'll find out now then. Of course, Matt is fourth in the World Championship, going a bit wide out of turn 16 there. Very close to the barrier. 17 now into 18 as well then. He is what's he aiming for at the moment? There is pole position. He's just gone there, but he's third fastest out for Matt. He has moved the Mercedes party onto row 3. And now then Frisky 4/10 a second down. Frisky is, and he's had a nightmare of a lap here. Frisky has said, and Frisky goes across the line. Yes, he has had a nightmare of a lap. T-Tam is on pole position at the moment then. With just a couple of seconds to go then. What can Azdog do then? He used to be a qualifying specialist. I don't think this season. It's not his season. He's down in 8th position here tonight then. And Virzel sticks out the follow turn. And he's not fast at the moment then. What about the Mercedes of Fizzy? He finishes off in 6th position as well. T. Sally is on pole position then for the Russian Grand Prix. Amazing stuff indeed. I think that is T. Sammy's first pole position of the season as well. And goodness me, that is a very good time to get that pole position, isn't it? To stop T's momentum in this World Championship. Impressive stuff indeed. Frisky is alongside him on row 1 though, and I must say that's a very juicy row 1, isn't it? Matt is on row 2 in 3rd position there. Roscoe is in 4th position there. Great a great time there from Roscoe. 5th position is Timmy, with Fizzy in 6th position. He didn't improve our second run there, but it looks. Hogg in 7th, and Azdog in 8th position there. Oh goodness me, it's I just drove to the back of Frisky. We got a bit of the preview of the race to come then. Azdog in 8th position then, and I think he'll be fairly happy with 8th position. T. Sammy in the end, and now 2 laps for pole position, didn't he, really? His first lap was a 1:30.4, and the second lap he lowered the bar even more and got on pole position. Now, all the pressure went from Frisky to T Sammy, and then back to Frisky. Unfortunately, Frisky couldn't answer the call, could he? That pole position, and T Sammy, that's his first pole position of the season at round 10. I can't believe I'm saying that from the double world champion. Then, but is this the race there where T Sammy gets not only his first pole position but also his first race win of the season as well? Then for the double world champion. Let's find out as the race is coming up next. It is 9 o'clock UK time, and as we now get ready for the race itself, Ben, the drivers are out on the track, then the nose cones are out in front of the garages as well, apart from the Ferraris for some reason. And I'm wondering why that is. I'm hoping that is JJ in the session. He isn't in the session then, but I think that Ferrari is so confident in JJ's abilities, they don't need to get the front ring at the ready, do they? And of course, I would definitely not argue with that then. Mr. Lado is saying, come on, T. Sammy. And of course, T. Sammy's fan club's been very quiet this season. They haven't had much to shout about, have they? Albeit he is in second position still. He is still only 33 points behind the championship leader, Steve. So, and so he is not a million miles away. So you remember, T. Sammy's on the podium 5 times this season, and so this championship is far from done, isn't it? So just waiting for PB. Then I am perspirating quite a lot already. Goodness me! Right then, let me get my hairband up. There we go, and we got 27 laps around the Russian Grand Prix. Let's go for the grid, shall we? From front to back, from pole position all the way down to 18 for the grid. Then here he is, T. Sammy, his first time he's on pole position. Then. For season 9 of IRC. I can't believe I'm saying that for the double world champion, but that is definitely, I think that is fact anyway, or it could be fiction. I have no earthly idea. But yes, T Sammy on pole position then for the first time this season at round 10. Then this is Renaissance. Second position is Frisky Biscuit. I don't expect him to be giving T Sammy an easy ride down into turn 1 then. They're all on the soft tires, everyone in the top 10. Matt in third position with Roscoe in fourth position. Those two drivers had a great final couple of laps in qualifying. Fifth position is Timmy. Sixth position is Fizzy. Then a second row for the Mercedes turned into a third row in the end thanks to Matt and Roscoe. Hog in 7th position with Asdog in 8th. Rizzle sticks in 9th with Val in 10th position then. Outside the top 10 is Steve in 11th position then. He had issues with the traction control, didn't he? He crashed into the Armco. Well, in the Armcos there's a concrete barrier at turn 3. 12th position is Double. He is on the medium tyres then for Double. One of only 3 drivers. Brown in 13th position then. Petty is in 14th. 15th is Mason. He is loving the medium tyres by the looks here tonight then, as he is now going for the alternative strategy. That is going to be very good for him later on, I feel. Gaz in 16th position then. JJ in 17th. So he has had some issues getting off the line then. And 18th position is PB in the Red Bull then. And this is the first time we're seeing PB in action here tonight then. 27 laps around the Russian Grand Prix then. Johnny Harris saying, come on Frisky, good start, and you got it. Of course, I say that the start is very much a crucial part of the Grand Prix, isn't it? But T Sammy is not going to lay down if he has a poor start, is he? But remember, he can't get swamped down, and it's probably the worst race where you can get pole position, I would say, on all the calendar. Probably this one, the Italian Grand Prix, I was saying. We've had, remember, Frisky was on pole position last time out, wasn't he? So this time it's T Sammy then. So Frisky, let's see what he does. Is he going to go underneath the rear wing of T Sammy and have a drag race? Is T Sammy going to play the dangerous game and maybe drop behind Frisky and then get the switch? But whatever the case may be, there's a lot of questions, not a lot of answers at the moment, but we'll have the answers in less than 30 seconds time. Do not time me. Right then, here we go then. PB on 18th on the grid then in the Red Bull. Both Red Bulls are outside the top 10. Both of the Red Bulls then needing a good result here tonight if they want to keep the constructors lead alive. And just now waited for the start of the lights as well. We're on board with JJ as the lights are on then. Here we go. 5 says the lights are on then, and we are going. Russia, it's lights out and we are racing, and it's T Sammy gets away nicely, but look at this, his man is already underneath the slipstream as well. Fizzy's got past home, and Mercedes and Timmy's having a pulling started, and look, contact, oh my goodness me, it's a big smash just like that a couple of seasons ago. It's a huge smash there. It's contact, it's all 3 cars have gone. We've lost Val, we've lost Hog, we've lost Asdog. There's wings everywhere. It's a safety car right from the get-go. Frisky has got a 5-second penalty as well, and just like we had an accident a couple of seasons ago here in IRC, once again now we've had a huge incident right from the start here. Oh goodness me, we've got penalties as well. 3 cars out already. Oh goodness gracious me, then looks like there was a Mercedes there, and McLaren again too close for comfort, and it's caused a concertina effect, hasn't it? Whatever the case may be, we've lost 3 cars. Bernd Mylander is parked on the entry into turn 3 as well. Let's take a look at the penalties then. 5-second penalty, 5-second penalty for quite a lot of drivers there. And Johnny Harris, damn, that looked like an unranked lobby there. Goodness me, it was. We had I got to say, we have incidents here in Russia quite a lot, don't we, off the start line? And once again, that has proved to be the case, hasn't it? 5-second penalty for Frisky for his contact with Roscoe there. 5-second penalty for Steve. Then, of course, the championship leader has gone up in his 6th position, but unfortunately, he's had some issues then. 5-second penalty for Timmy and for Brown and for JJ as well. Let's take a look then. Who's got damage? And Matt's all fine, and Frisky's all fine. Roscoe is all fine as well. And so let's just take a look to see who has got the. Oh no, the champion has got no wing at all. Then I'm not surprised. I'm sure that Red Bull was facing the wrong way. So he's going to be coming in the pits then and getting rid. Got 5-second penalty on the McLaren now. I'm surprised he's still going. I'm surprised he's still going, to be honest. And we're going to have a lot of pit action then into the pits. So comes Steve, and goodness me, no wing at all then, is it, for the Red Bull driver? He comes into the pits, and I think Frisky's in the pits as well, is he? No, he hasn't, but he's dropped behind He's dropped behind someone, and is Val's left for session then, as he is very unhappy as well. We've got a ghost front wing now, as we just take a look now. Then so we got a couple of drivers coming in the pits then, and now then they're just throwing on a new nose cone then for the Red Bull team. Then Penny's coming in the pits. Well, I've got both Haas cars. It looks like they're in the pits, and indeed they are. As I think it was who was that? That's Gaz coming into the pits as well. Got a lot of pit action then. Now the Haas mechanics are trying to go back to work in for Penny then to change the nose cone then on that Haas car. Let's take a look then. We've still got 5-second penalties then for Frisky and for Brown. And Frisky has dropped down the order for some reason, as hopefully that's just a timing error. As long as left for session as well, and he's going to be very disappointed, isn't he? We've got hopefully our timing will finish. Will stop. Will sort itself out in a minute, because Steve's gone the medium tires. Penny's back on the soft tires. We got hard tires for Timmy and Gaz. For Gaz and Timmy. But Timmy has lost his full front wing again. There is he come back in? The Mercedes have decided not to give him a wing. Goodness me, this is not good at all. But Timmy, whatever the case may be, is going to have to come back into the pit and throw on a new nose cone now again for the Mercedes car. Oh goodness gracious me, then. And yeah, that's not good at all. Then I think he's letting Steve go by, but Timmy has had some more gremlins in that car, hasn't he? Unless it might be a very interesting strategy call, but either way, he probably wouldn't have damaged his front wing. So I think that Timmy now is going to come in the pits. If he goes up, puts on a medium tires, that means he doesn't have to come back in the pits, does it? And I think it's the same for Steve as well, because Steve doesn't have to come back in the pits in terms of the rules, but wherever those medium tires can go all the way. I remember Rosberg went literally 51 laps around here in 2014, didn't he? After he locked up his front tires quite dramatically as well into turn 2, but that was then, and this is now, and I think that the tyres are probably not as robust as what they were back then. Safety car is still out at the moment then, so yeah, a very action-packed start then to the Grand Prix here in Russia. Goodness me, it looked like a very unlucky incident, to be honest. It looks like it was just a concertina effect, wasn't it? As the two Mercedes and the McLaren were getting too close for comfort, and they went out very wide there, and then they just came in and caused all kinds of mischief there. So we lost 3 drivers in this Grand Prix already. And into the pits now comes Timmy as well, and as big as the one we had a couple of years ago. Now the Mercedes mechanics are back out in the pits, and Timmy is really making sure that these Mercedes mechanics are good to work then. Still 5-second penalties for Brown and Frisky. They're going to have to take them in the pit stop next time they come in the pits. So the car should be in the end of this lap, we hope anyways. But Timmy there is now coming out of the pits. Well, I love this shot, by the way. It's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? But I don't think Timmy's going to be too impressed with that, as he has had to go into the pits twice in the first 3 laps. Safety car, Burton Malander still out on track then. You're not missing any action at the moment, folks, then, as we are now just beyond the safety car then, as we're just watching Timmy gain up to the back of the field then. So what an action-packed start to the Grand Prix. We've only had a racing for about, 100 metres or so? Goodness me. And then it all just kicked off, didn't it? Going before we even got to turn 2, then it was very much a ricochet. It is to be honest, going down, I'm surprised that in the real world of Formula 1 that there's never been any major incidents in turn 1, have there? It's always been down into turn 2 kind of thing. But nevertheless, then, unfortunately, IRC has had 2 major incidents going down now in the last 3 years. Goodness gracious me, then. It wasn't as big as the one we had in turn 1 between John Cox there, and not too bad. And there was a third driver involved as well, wasn't it? Goodness me, it was quite a big incident as well. I think it was literally almost the top 3 in the championship that was all involved in that. It was a horrific smash, to say the least. Then. So the drivers at the back of the field then, Gaz, Steve, Penny and Timmy have all pitted then. They're all on different tires then. So we've got Gaz on the hard tires then. It's Steve on the medium tires for Timmy as well. And Penny is on the soft tires, and Penny's going to have to come back in the pits. He did start on the soft tires then. Let's take a look at the who propelled up and whatnot. Well, Mason C's up at 7 for this then, but I'm not sure if it was him or Hogg that was involved. I'm sure it's Hogg actually that was involved in the big accident. We've also had 8 positions as well as JJ. He's going to be loving life out there in the Ferrari. Good stuff indeed there for JJ. Can he stay there is the question. Now then his T Sammy there is going to be feeling a bit vulnerable there, isn't he? PB also up a very solid 7 positions then. So T Sammy is going to have to get this start absolutely nailed on, isn't he? Otherwise Matt is going to be all over his gearbox. And here we go then, we're back racing. We're back green here in Russia. Let's go. And as we get going, and Penny's already dropped down to 15th position. He's had some issues there. We've also also lost, Gaz also lost out to Steve as well. They were back racing then as T Simons had an absolute perfect start then as we're just watching. Look at this, and there's Slipstream already going down into turn 2. Remember Matt won here a couple of races ago, a couple of seasons ago as well. We've just got Steve and PB then who are swapping positions there, but Steve has now got him to 11th position and now his next target is double then who's in 10th position, but then Steve is going to be very much trying to dispatch double as quickly as possible here. He has pace, doesn't he, Steve? And he probably should have been in the qualifying 3 at the very least then, until he had that unfortunate incident. And look at this, and he's running for rear wing and double as well, and this is the final point for final opportunity then for points as the top 10, and he's going to be Steve is going to be very much looking at what's his target then for Steve at this moment then for the championship leader then. Well, first he needs to get through these cars then without damaging any part of the Red Bull. Then look at the understeer he's already got then. He's going to go up and underneath the double, not quite then, as a double is holding his line quite nicely then. So as so I think that we're not going to surmise what Steve would like to be doing at the moment, because we've got a very long way to go in this Grand Prix. No DRS yet, we have to wait for him 3 laps then, but look, Steve is already alongside double. He is up the inside, passes double, but double there is breaking much there. He's gone in too deep, double out there. And then it's, now he's going to have the second Red Bull right underneath his gearbox as well. Double there, I think, was looking into his wing mirrors of Steve and misjudged his breaking point just slightly there, perhaps. Steve then is now 10th position then. And as we just surmised then, I wonder what Steve's aim is now then. Is he going to be aiming for a podium, or is it just the higher end of the points then? Well, at the moment he is in the points then in a very solid 10th position then, but he wants to be aiming higher. I would say that Mason there is looking strong on the medium tires. Actually, he's keeping quite close to the back of Fizzy and Riz 6. And Riz 6, look, he's got the inside of Fizzy going into turn 2. Brilliant something then, but Fizzy has gone up and underneath, and he's run wide then. And Mason there is underneath as well. Mason is just outgrown the both of them here. That's a great maneuver there from Mason. Fantastic there for the McLaren driver. Oh no, and look at this, as Riz 6 there is going underneath. Fizzy's look at that. That's a great stuff. And we got 3 abreast and going down into turn 5. It's free. Oh my goodness me. And oh gosh, and that's and Frizzy's still in 6th position. So Brown is going to 7th. Rizzo 6 was looking at perhaps get him to 6th position now, or maybe even 5th, I should say, but he's dropped down to 8th as Brown was an uninvited guest in that party. Good driving all around there. I was loving that, fantastic. But Mason is absolutely flying at this stage of the Grand Prix. Mega stuff indeed there from Mason on board then with Brown at the moment. As he is just running off the rear wing of Fizzy. Fizzy's struggling with the pace at the moment in that Mercedes. The other Mercedes doesn't look like he's struggling towards. He's side by side with double. Oh goodness me! Then I thought they was coming side by side there, but look at this. Well, they were side by side. Before it was coming to blows. And now Timmy is now put to 11th position. Then good stuff indeed. There. And we're just watching the driver up the road. Then and look at Steve right underneath the gearbox of the Ferrari. Oh goodness me! Then they're almost. It's going to be almost a Ferrari Red Bull. Oh goodness gracious me! JJ right underneath the rear wing of Steve. Steve is now up in the 9th position. Then good stuff indeed. That we're on at lap 6 in the Grand Prix. What a mega start into this race, and action packed up and down the field. As Yannis just said as well, great start here in the GP. Great stuff indeed, isn't it? So we're coming down the hill once again. Look at these cars. Then DRS has now been enabled. Then so we're going to get really interested. And I think Fizzy has finally found his feet. Then hasn't he? As I think he was just having a bit of a difficult start, and just to see what was underneath them in the race trim of that Mercedes, and now he looks like he is now coming up to the back of that McLaren car. Frisky right underneath the rear wing of Matt as well, as T. Sammy, the double world champion, is now 2 seconds up the road of Matt. Then in 2nd position, then Roscoe in 4th position. But having a bit of a lonely race, Roscoe is. Now we've got this party here. We've got Mason, Fizzy, Brown, Rizzle Sticks, and Steve as well. Look at this, Steve's all over the back. He's weaving this way and that way, and he's on the outside. Rizzle Sticks, and what a maneuver! Oh, and Fizzy and Steve, I should say. I don't know who's doing what anymore, but Steve is now for the 8th position. Great stuff indeed. And he is now flying through the field like a hot knife through butter at the moment, isn't he? Goodness me. He is storming, isn't he? He's absolutely storming. And now then, I think we can see Mason C could probably see that Red Bull yellow. Oh, it's a Fizzy there. It's really putting a lot of power underneath that Mercedes, isn't he? Oh, he's off the circuit. Fizzy said, I wonder if he's driving angry at the moment. Fizzy, he's really struggling. Look at that. He's really using it like a motocross. car, isn't he? Goodness gracious me. Oh, look at the background there. What is going on here? And JJ's got past Rizzle Six. Rizzle Six has been wrong footed. JJ musing his. Oh, Fizzy's off. Fizzy's off. And look, that's the same place like he's had in qualifying, trying to turn the car. Oh, Fizzy. And he's, well, at least he's now the 60-mile-an-hour mark. Brown dropping down in 7th position because now Steve is over the 6th position as well. There's action all over the show, isn't there? Now we got Rizzle Six in the Ferrari. Rizzle Six trying to overtake the former car. He was racing last season. He's up the inside. He's passed. Not quite. JJ cuts him off at the nose cone there. And he is in 8th position there, slamming the door shut there on that AlphaTauri. And a good stuff indeed there for JJ. A strong start to the Grand Prix. Oh my goodness me, that thought he was off. And JJ just about collecting up that Ferrari before that was an almighty accident there. And wow, good stuff indeed then for JJ. He's now, well, he's in 8th position then, but I feel that the two drivers behind him are going to be bearing down on him in a minute. And as JJ has really got a very loose end on that Ferrari, hasn't he, to say the least. Goodness gracious me then. So let's see what Rizzle Six is going to do. We're on board then with the AlphaTauri. And look in the background, there's Timmy. He's going to be very hungry, isn't he, to get up as many positions as he can then. So steal the medium tires, and he is now in at 6th position. He is about 10-ish seconds behind the race leader. We'll have a look at that properly in a minute, and because we're just giving it on this mega battle here, I don't know what to say anymore. It's absolutely amazing, isn't it? JJ in 8th position. He's kind of corking this bottle at the moment. Steve is now behind Mason as Mason then is having a strong start to this Grand Prix after a nightmare of qualifying. An absolutely fantastic race then. I wonder if it looks like Mason seems to have a difficult qualifiers. It's an absolutely mega race. That's what's happening at the moment. Look at this is the battle here then as Rizzle Six having a look then, but Matt shuts the door then on a Frizzy, on a Frisco stay. Look at this then, and now then as Timmy is through, passes the AlphaTauri driver as Rizzle Six going to have a lunge, going back into turn one. I think that might be job done there for Timmy. It is indeed. Fizzy is now about 13 seconds behind Penny, and Penny's a further 21 seconds behind Gaz at the moment then. So those two drivers have got a bit of time to make up there. And once again, JJ is struggling, and look at this as Timmy there is just coming, and JJ, they're giving him a lot of space there, JJ, but I don't think Timmy was too keen on taking that space. Just look at PB in the background, almost into the barrier. Oh goodness gracious me, and Timmy's just all over the back of the Ferrari. That Ferrari, the thermal degradation on those Ferrari tires is very hot, and that's a very squirrely rear end there for the Ferrari. JJ then is in 8th position alone then, and doing a good job then, but I think it's only a matter of, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. I think of when Timmy's going to get past Rizzle Six, so would like to strike whilst the iron's hot, so to speak, isn't he? And this iron is very much a boiling point, isn't it? So now we've got Steve and Mason there. Where are they? Oh goodness me, but Steve is through. We've also got Timmy through as well, and passes JJ. Goodness me, there's too much action, isn't there? And just a short space of time around here. Fantastic racing. Steve is now been to 5th position, and now he's got a 5-second buffer between himself and Roscoe, but he's in the pits. Roscoe is just coming up, and I think that this might be quite a... And Rizzle Six has got past the Ferrari of JJ then. So JJ down 10th position, but JJ on an almighty scrap there, isn't he? He is not giving up, is he? As Rizzle Six is now past the Matt and moved up into 2nd position. And Matt has dropped down to 3rd position. Is Matt going to try and get back up and underneath him? Not quite, because I think Frisky is now gone. Now the question is, has Frisky got the pace to get after the double world champion? That is the question that we're going to be asking ourselves now, as we are now going to get this could get very interesting in the Grand Prix now. So T. Sammy leaves the Grand Prix as we're on lap 10 with 17 laps to go. Frisky is in 2nd position, but Matt is all over the back of the Renault driver in 3rd position. Steve is in 4th position. A mammoth first stint there for Steve after it didn't look very bleak after lap 1. 7 seconds away from this battle here, 9 seconds away from the leader. 5th position is Mason C. Another incredible drive as well for Mason. Brown in 6th position. 7th position is Timmy. 8th is Rizzle Six. JJ now double in 10th position now, and he's again quite close behind the Ferrari driver. PB in 11th position. Gaz is in 12th, and Roscoe just come to the pits in 13th. Penny in 14th. Fizzy in 15th position, and those are the 15 drivers still remaining in the Grand Prix. And just so I'm wondering then, do you reckon Steve can get to the end then on those medium tires though? Because he's going to be on a completely alternative strategy now, isn't he? Is any of the top runners going to blink and come in the pits? Not just yet then, as they're still happy with the soft tires then. And they're going around another lap then. Is Steve, when Steve is gaining on them slightly, Matt is almost, well, he's on the grass there, Matt is, and a lot of understeer in that Alfa Romeo there. Or maybe he just drifted wide there, but whatever the case may be, he doesn't seem to be too happy with the turn in there. Back to the midfield here then, and at the moment it is Rizzlesticks, then we've got JT, then we've got Double, very close company of each other, then this is going to look very good indeed. Then look, Timmy is now on his way, there he is in the foreground, going through turn 1, and he is hunting down the Williams driver Brown, who's having a magnificent start to the Grand Prix. However, unfortunately for Brown, he does have to come in the pits and serve a 5-second penalty for Brown there, so when he does come in the pits and add 5 seconds onto the irregular pit stop then, which might cost him a couple of positions there. At the moment I feel that might cost him actually, might drop him behind Double at this stage of proceedings then. So the gap of the front is now the 3 seconds. That is Frisky, who's not really, I thought that he might have been troubling T. Sammy, but that has not been the case, has it? It really hasn't been. So T. Sammy has done a very much a Sebastian Vettel start to the Grand Prix, hasn't he? He has just really pulled out a lead of over a couple of seconds, and that's enough for T. Sammy. He doesn't want anyone to be in the DRS zone, and he is now going to be sitting very happily just in that zone now and not push the tyres too much. Back on board with Matt at the moment. He is in third position, I should say. Great qualifying time in the end. At the very dying time of qualifying. And Matt's not coming in the pits just yet either. I reckon they'll be in the pits in the next couple of laps or so. Who is going to blink first? Who is going to go for the undercut here? Steve is not gaining up too much. Now the pit window is open. And I expect the drivers to be in the next couple of laps or so there. I'm surprised that no one has rolled the dice just yet in the top 3. But perhaps they can't find a gap at the moment, can they? Because the field is quite compact still. Yes, there is about a 7-second gap between Matt and Steve, but he ain't going to get on that gap, is he? Roscoe is quite close to the back of Gaz now, as Roscoe is very much steaming up to the back of Gaz. We're on board with Roscoe. He might get a double slipstream because PB is just in front of us as well. Roscoe coming the pits quite early on in this Grand Prix, so Roscoe is trying for the undercut now. He's been in very nice clear air. Roscoe has. Look at this, as he's going to the inside then, but Gaz there, not blinking at all, is he? And now then Gaz is harvesting through this turn 3 there. He's on the hard tires, Gaz is. We're not expecting him back in the pits then for a scheduled stop there. Roscoe underneath and Gaz is on the outside, on the inside, but Roscoe overtakes and nicely done from both drivers. And now Roscoe is on his way up into 12th position in the Racing Point. Brilliant stuff indeed there from the Racing Point driver. His next target is PB. He needs to get by these drivers pronto if he wants this undercut to work to his advantage. Then as Matt is once again then right underneath the wheel tracks of the Renault car, as well as T. Sammy then. He does have a 3-second buffer, but is that enough to cover off the undercut here? I don't think it is, personally. So I feel that T. Sammy might have to, if he's got anything left in the car, as he's coming in the pits, and so that is covering off that's exactly what he should be doing. He's covering off the potential threat from behind. It's a very long pit lane here, isn't it? So we'll see where Roscoe comes in. And into the pits now comes the top 3. Steve is going to take the lead there because he's on the soft tires, of course, and it's going to be interesting to see where Steve feeds out then. Is he going to be able to get those tires to the end then? Mason is another driver as well. And Matt has had a great he hasn't finished his pit stop yet. Frisky finished off his stop there. These drivers have got to now overtake the likes of Timmy and Co, hasn't he? Rizzlesticks has stayed out, and of course his team leader has just come up behind, and Double is out as well. So Frisky, look how much time he's lost there. Roscoe's in front of Matt then, yes, and that is exactly what they were covering off then. And now Roscoe is right behind Double, and he's a sandwich of the Alfa Romeo, and this might help Matt actually. Is Double going to play the team game here? We're on board with Roscoe. We've also got Gaz getting past Frisky as well. Frisky drove down to 11th position there. This is going to get very interesting very quickly, ladies and gentlemen there. T. Sammy is just 3 seconds up the road there, so T. Sammy had a great time. Now Roscoe would like to get past Double as quickly as possible. He needs to get past him quite a pronto here if he wants this undercuts were then, so that undercut's been absolutely beautiful, hasn't it? But now Double then is holding up Roscoe, whether it's intentionally or not, it doesn't matter, because Double is this is for position, isn't it? But this is absolutely beautifully helping Matt at the moment, isn't it? It's almost I gotta say that was very wildly rehearsed. If that was rehearsed, I doubt it was then, because I gotta say that you have to be Mystic Meg to get that rehearsed then. But look at this, that is T Sammy. It's got past his teammate. Roscoe's got past Double, moves into sixth position there. Matt has also got past his teammate as well as Double there. Feeds out the way there, playing the team game. Absolutely beautiful stuff indeed then for both the Alfa Romeo drivers. Good stuff. And Frisky has also got past Jazzy, has got past Gas, and now up into 10th position. That was the 5-second penalty deficit that he had to take there. And now he's up into 10th position, and we'll keep an eye and see what Frisky can do. Matt is in the DRS range now, so let's see what do. Rustics is the last of the drivers on the soft tires to come into the pits then. That extra up there is going to cost Rustics quite painfully in this Grand Prix. And look, Double there is on the alternative strategy, isn't he? So he's going to be quick later on in the Grand Prix. Mason is second at the moment. Timmy in third position. T-Sam will be bearing down on those top three drivers in the not too distant future. So this is going to be... Oh, Matt's just scampered across the curbs there. Frisky up to 8th position, and he is doing a very good job then to come through the field then. Now let's see then. His next target is Double. He's 3.5 seconds back there. Matt is still behind Roscoe at the moment. Then this battle though is allowing T-Sammy to extend his advantage up to 4.5 seconds. That's the biggest his advantage has been all the way through the Grand Prix at the moment. We've got Brown and Rizzlesticks then close together as well, but it looks like that Brown has got past Rizzlesticks then is Penny has got past Rizzlesticks as well, and so Rizzlesticks has dropped down 2 positions there. Penny on the hard tyres. Back on board with Matt, and it's the battle for a potential second position then when all things are played out then. But I have no earthly idea what's going to be happening. The front three cars then, can they go to the end on the medium tires from here? Is that a silly question to ask? Of course it is. I don't know, a lot of you guys at home would know exactly what the drivers would be doing or what they think they'll be doing. But of course, for an amateur like myself, I have no earthly idea what they're going to be doing, which is absolutely great for me. I must say, I do like a good surprise or three. But and in this case, it will be free surprise, won't it? Because whatever the front three will do is going to be very much be interesting indeed. And I'm wondering if they might go onto the soft tires right at the very end, perhaps, or are they going to try and stick it out there? Well, whatever the case may be, T Sammy is quite quick at this stage of proceedings and is bearing down on Timmy. That's his first. That's his first. Oh no! Oh, the Penny's off the circuit. It's at turn 13 now. Oh dear. As is he damaged? He has damaged the car. Penny as he was going for a very long time in this race as well on those hard tyres with a tyre issue. I don't think it was that. Matt at the moment is dropped to almost a second back from Roscoe then. So it looks like at the moment Roscoe does have a bit more pace at the moment than the racing point driver. JJ down in 13th position at the moment, but when it all plays out, JJ could be on the fringes of some points here. Fizzy coating the pits earlier on, then he's very much behind the 8 ball at the moment, so he might need a safety car to get him back into contention. And having said that, he is having said that though, will he be able to get to the end on the medium tires? That we're keeping an eye on that, but look at this, here it is. So we're just keeping on. Fizzy is very much underneath the rear wing. He's past JJ. There he is, and he's past JJ, moving up into 30th position, and JJ down into 40th in the Ferrari. As we got Petty coming in the pits, and T Sammy's also got past Timmy as well. And Timmy then knowing that this is probably not his fight at the moment. The next target is 8 seconds up the road, which is Mason C, who I think is having a fantastic race. And look at that, just I say that, to Miles the lunch on the inside, but look, Roscoe is back on the inside. That great racer there. Roscoe there has got the high ground and is back in front. And I thought the man didn't have the pace over Roscoe. Shows how much hogwash I speak then, because that is completely not the case. I know Roscoe is still in fifth this month there. Look at Double and Frisky in the background as well. Timmy is in the pace after only 10 laps on the hard medium tyres. So Timmy there is going, I reckon he's going on the soft tyres. And let's take a look then on the graphic. Then we cannot divert our eyes too far away. No, Timmy's still on the medium tyres. Now then Roscoe then is going on the inside. Then Matt is on the outside. Matt has the DRS, and is Roscoe going to try? He's standing on the inside. There's contact between Roscoe and Matt. Is there damage? And oh goodness me then. And Roscoe then has got no damage, and nor is Matt either, but goodness me. And Roscoe was not letting that one go, was he? Open to 6th position. Fizzy is Frisky as well. Double down in 7th. He's going very long to this race. Gaz is now coming to the back of PB as well. Where's Timmy? Timmy's out in 12th position then, but look at this. We have got, oh look, there's a 2 Mercedes and the Ferrari there in there. Oh my goodness me. It's a pinch point down into turn 2. Fizzy getting on the power a bit too eagerly there. And look at this, and as Timmy's right underneath the rear wing, passes JJ, as a JJ, oh my goodness me, and I always think, oh my gosh, our Fizzy is going to try and sneak through as well, but not quite there, as a JJ slams the door shut there on the nose cone of the car 21, and oh my gosh, there, and Fizzy there has just got on the outside there, JJ has got the high ground, oh goodness me, and Fizzy's trying to stay on the outside here, goodness me, then, and I've got to say, Fizzy's using this car parker track to his advantage there, he's up in the 30th position, passes JJ, and really just keeping his foot in for the last couple of quarters there, good stuff. I've got to say, very much the IndyCar line there from Fizzy, wasn't it? So very much using all the truck and then some there. Matt has gone a bit wide, Matt is once again struggling out of the final turn, and Frisky is now and Frisky has now got past. Has now very. He's already got past JJ, but he's now not JJ double. Now he's up behind Matt then by less than a second as well. Just watching this battle here, then I think that did Fizzy let JJ back by perhaps then, or was JJ in the slipstream then perhaps then. Well, whatever the case may be, it's the positions have changed around once again. Rizzlestick then is underneath the rear wing of Brown. Well, he's not underneath the rear wing. He's quite a way away from Brown. But look at this, he's gaining, but not quite enough for Rizzlestick's line. But Brown will be very happy about it. Fizzy there is trying to have a look then, but JJ still has the high ground at the moment. This two-car battle, I think it's going to turn into a three-car battle in the not too distant future. Fizzy's got past JJ this time. He's back up in the 13th position. This battle here is going to get very fruitful indeed. T-Sammy is now less than 4 seconds behind Mason, as the top two are going a very long way at the moment, and they're now on lap 16 then. These tires have been on almost since the get-go, so they're going to they're extending the stint, then I reckon that they're going to. So here we are now. Now we're in the zone for the soft tires then, if they want to pit for the soft tires, and Mason is in the pits then, so Mason has come in the pits then, so then Steve looks like he is staying out at the moment then for an extra lap or two, so this is going to get very interesting. So Mason will be on the soft tires, and he's going to be a very quick customer in this final stages race. So the McLaren mechanic's going to work absolutely beautiful stuff, and in and out, shake it all about, very good stuff indeed. And here's the free car battle that we want to see then. They're all within DRS range. Well, just I say that, I'm telling a lie, because Frisky's not in DRS range at the moment from Matt, as he's just a second back there. Is Frisky starting to catch up the final part of that gap, isn't he, at the moment? Gal's doing a great job, actually. I think that Gaz is absolutely doing a absolutely splendid job out there. Mason in a very solid 6th position. I was expecting to be a bit lower than that then, but that shows how wrong I am. And a great sum indeed. They're double in the pits as well, as is PB. Those two drivers can potentially get some major points in this Grand Prix. So do not go anywhere, folks. And I think this is a day where this is definitely a day that where some of the drivers that may not get too many opportunities to score some major points on the board then. Good stuff indeed then. And Mason C is now going to be definitely rubbing his hands with glee, and his tires as well. He's got 10 seconds out between himself and Frisky, and with 10 laps to go, I think that's more than manageable perhaps, but he needs to keep it clean, needs to keep it precise, and needs to not get any penalties. That is Mason's agenda for the remainder of the race, isn't it? Can he now complete his task and maybe potentially get on the podium as well? See in the pits then, so they're not sending. They're not going for broke and going to the end of the race then. So Steve in the pits, and he's going to throw on a set of soft tires as well. He'll be out in fifth. He'll be out in 5th position behind Frisky. So, but he'll be closer to these battling trio here. And then I think Steve is going to be joining this party then. I don't think that Matt Roscoe and Frisky wants Steve to be joining the party, but nevertheless, it's not an invitation only party. So Steve there is just coming to the pits now, and he's going to be very close, I think, to this battling trio as well. Look, there he is, and he's on the soft tires as well. And I think Frisky, Martin, and Roscoe are going to be seeing that Red Bull, and are going to be very concerned now, as this battle for 2 podium places might potentially become a battle for their final podium place here in the Grand Prix. Oh goodness me! This one is going to be an action-packed final 10 laps or so, isn't it? On board with Matt once again, and 3/10 of a second. That is the gap between Matt and Roscoe. That is what the gap looks like in Formula 1 terms. Look at that, then. Goodness me, can barely fit another F1 car in that gap. Fantastic, isn't it? Oh goodness gracious me! T-Sammy 10 seconds in front now, and I think that T-Sammy, this is a very impressive performance from T-Sammy. I think that We don't. I got to say, we haven't spoken much about T-Time, but let's. Well, hopefully, if the jurors let me, let's just give T-Time some admiration, shall we? Of course, a double world champion in IRC. He hasn't won a race just yet. He only had pole position for the first time today. Look, Steve's already making his move, and he's on the inside. And Frisky there is not giving it too much of a battle because he'll think that Frisky is thinking of the long game, and perhaps the long game will be a podium position. Roscoe's off, and he's out of the race. Then Roscoe is out of the Grand Prix. It's a safety car, and Sammy has rolled the dice and coming to the pit. Steve, is he going to stay out? Steve's going to stay out, I think. Oh, Roscoe is out of the Grand Prix. We sit him just in front of us, didn't we? We were just watching Steve coming through, and into the pits comes the double world champion. Just as I was saying how good he is. And this safety car is really from the cat amongst the pigeons, hasn't it? So the double world champion is going to have to go on soft tires, isn't he? Roscoe out of the Grand Prix. That is a huge development in the Grand Prix. Mason there, is he going to be out in front of T-Sam? This is going to be very close. There's the McLaren, there's the AlphaTauri. I think the AlphaTauri has just gone in front of Mason. He has indeed then. Brown's got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Frisky coming on the pits now. Gaz is in the pits. He's done a mammoth stint on those hard tires. Good stuff indeed. Mercedes mechanics around the pits while this is given. And look at double here. Double there, of course, and the guys on the alternative strategy. Look at how high up double is. Fantastic there from double. Matt is going against the grain here. He's the only driver not to go in on the soft tires, and let's see if this is going to be happy, good for Matt. JJ staying out. PB also staying out as well. PB kind of get his first points of the season as well. He was very unlucky last time out in Monza. I think, was it Monza or Singapore? I think it was one of those races where he was quite close, wasn't he? Gaz in 9th position. Good stuff indeed. This will be Gaz's first points of his career, if he can say that. Brown in 10th position. Rizzle sticks in 11th. Timmy in 12th position. Fizzy in 13th. Penny in 14th position. And safety car, it's out of the moment. Lap 19 out of 27 here in the Russian Grand Prix. Roscoe then is going to be absolutely devastated with that, isn't he? Of course, was an unforced error. I wouldn't say it was unforced as such, because Matt was definitely very much on his tail, wasn't he? But still, I feel he had a bit of breathing space. Look at this then. So Matt leads then. Steve, who of course who just came in the pits a lap before on soft tires, and so he is really once again, the Lady Luck is really smiling on Steve this season, and absolutely fantastic stuff here tonight for Steve. Brilliant. Timmy, T-Tommy in 2nd position, and Mason, great stuff from Mason in 4th position there. Frisky in 5th, double in 6th position. JJ has done, he's got damage on that car though, JJ has, so he's going to be struggling with the understeer. Being at 7th position now, PB is 8th, and 9th is Gaz, 10th is Brown. Rizzle in 11th position, Timmy 12th, 13th is Fizzy, 14th is Penny at the moment then. So then we're going to be on lap 20 of the Grand Prix then. So I think that we're going to have one more lap beyond the safety car, and then we'll be back racing once again. JJ comes in the pits now. I was wondering if Brown might come in there and try and get rid of that 5-second penalty perhaps, because otherwise that's going to be added to his end of race time. And so now JJ's in the pits and he's changing tyres and changing the nose colours around the Ferrari. I think that JJ's got a major opportunity for points as well. I think Penny, I was wondering if Penny would come in the pits as well, but I think he's run out of soft tyres perhaps for Penny, maybe, but he's decided not to come in the pits, and so out of the pits comes JJ on a first set of soft tyres. He is going to be quick in the later stages of the Grand Prix then. Good stuff. So no penalties out at the moment. The only penalty we've got is from Brown with a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pits. Matt leads. Look at that. Look at his eyes there underneath the visor, razor sharp, ready to get going, and he is focused, isn't he, to get his a second Grand Prix win of the season. So can Matt do it then here tonight? I think it's the second Grand Prix win of the season. I have to check my own notes then. Yes, indeed it is for Matt Goodcow. But of course, then this will also be a second Russian Grand Prix win in a free season, I think, if I'm not very much mistaken. But whatever the rest, then, well, God, goodness me, we've got a couple of shenanigans going on in the midfield here between the Haas team and the Williams team as well there. So just watching JJ then, he is flying around on the soft tires. There is the Crocodile just up in front of us. 4 retirements out of the race there. Racing Point Val, a nightmare day, haven't they, unfortunately. We've also lost Hogg as well out of the Grand Prix, and Val also out as well. We lost 3 drivers right from the get-go with a huge smash there going down into turn 1 then. One driver with a 5-second penalty, that is Brown then. On board with JJ then, he is just trying to warm up the soft compound tires. We have got 20 we're on lap 20 out of 27 here tonight then, as they're just warming up the tires, getting ready to get going once again then. So Matt leads in on that 7th lap of medium tires, and Steve is in 2nd position. 3rd position is T. Sammy. 4th position, safety car on the underside then. 4th is Mason. Frisky 5th. Double in 6th. PB 7th. Gals is 8th. And Brown is in 9th. Frizzle 6th and 10th. Timmy 11th. Fizzy in 12th. 13th position is Pete Penning. 14th is JJ. Retirement. Roscoe, Hogg, Asdog and Val all out of the Grand Prix. Let's get going once again, shall we? And here we go then. So Matt is going to have to really get this going in as well. Look at this, as he is slowing right down. Now we're getting go. Look, Steve is already underneath the rear wing of Matt, but Matt lets the raging engine roar as he puts the power on. And look at Steve, he's already with the back of Matt then, and now Matt then is defended for the inside. He's using all the ears, I believe, as we've also got Haas there just catching. Oh my goodness, Matt's trying to go up the race line. There's contact, then there's banging wheels, I should say, and Steve having to let him through there. But as a lot, look at this. Oh my goodness me, look right, it's T. Sammy. Oh my goodness me. It is getting very hair and scare, isn't it there? And oh goodness gracious me, what is occurring here? Oh, T. Sammy on the outside then. But Steve there is not giving up, is he? Matt there is a bit of a cork in the bottle here then. He's gone wide then, that's allowed Steve to stick on the inside there. And then Matt, Steve is through. Matt's on the outside then. It's Matt going, he's keeping it in. No, he's keeping it in. He's gone off the inside. He does have the inside. He's red and Steve out wide. Steve is out on the outside there. T. Sammy is just keeping a watching brief, isn't he? He's just oh my goodness me. And T. Sammy has now been wrong footed. Look at this. And now Mason's in the party as well. Steve is all on the outside of Matt. Matt has got another 6 up of this, so it's going to be too much, I think, for the IRC veteran. And then Steve is on the outside. He passes Matt. He's left him enough space as well. Now Matt is dropped down 2nd position. Mason is still in 4th position. T. Sammy weathered the storm quite nicely there. And now Steve, and that is the crucial, because now I feel it's going to pull away, because look at this, and we're coming through, and that's a Red Bull. Well off the circuit, that's PB. I feel going very wide. And Matt now is so then, yellow flag in free as we got one of the cars. It's a Mercedes. It's Fizzy. Fizzy's having a major problem here tonight, isn't he? And look, T. Sammy all over the back of Matt. And look at this, and Matt is using the overtake button, isn't he? So is Mason. Look at this, and oh my goodness, it's going to be a double slipstream then, isn't it? But I think look at this, they got, oh goodness gracious me. And now Matt then on the, oh gosh, that's getting very he does get very close then. And now where's Mason? Mason's up underneath it. It's now underneath it as well. So we're on board, Mason. Look at this, T. Sammy on the outside. There's free abreast going through turn 3 here. Goodness me, I'm gonna have my eyes shut. And now T. Sammy is through and up into a 2nd position. Now Mason is going to be up in the 3rd as well then, is he? Because no, Matt breaks much there then. And Matt's still in 3rd position then, just about hanging on them. But Frisky is now in a 5th position as well. Look at this then, is oh my goodness me then. Matt there is really not going to let anyone through. See, there's not an after you, sir. Is there? He's gone wide though. He's got the inside to the next part of the course though. And yes, he has then. Mason, can he go up and under now then? No, Matt's parked in an absolutely splendid spot on the circuit. Now Frisky though, he wants that final podium, doesn't he? Frisky is just beyond him. We're on board Frisky. Look at the amount of corrections he's doing on the wheel there as he's preparing the car ready for this big braking zone of 13 and 14 as well. Hop, skipping a jump over the curbs there. JJ is past them. Sticks, or is it the other way around then? There's a great battle, but oh no! And you got severe collision there. PB, oh gosh, the PB and JJ is going to blows there. Oh, what a shame, because both of those drivers are on it. It's going to have an absolute field day of points then, but unfortunately both of them are not getting anything now. Steve at the fast side of the race then on those new soft tires then. And so coming through as Matt's going to go. I think the Matt's now weathered the storm, and perhaps then he's going to have a bit of a breather here then, because look at that, and that's the biggest the gap has been then. But there is DRS now. JJ is going to be absolutely furious, isn't he? Because he was on, this was probably, oh goodness gracious me, Brown up into 6th position, passes double, but double very, very calm, isn't he? And now he is back up into 6th position. And look at this, it's double. Brown and Timmy are very close to each other. Look, Timmy is going to go up the inside, he passes double, moves moves up into 7th position then. Good stuff indeed then. And we got to Rizzsticks getting past Gaz as well. Gaz is he going to get wrong foot then? Because Penny's now on this inside as well. Gaz he's not letting anyone through though, is he? Gaz isn't, because Penny's his teammate then. But of course, I think that this is for points, isn't it? Gaz potentially gets first points of his IRC career here tonight then. So it is it could be a potentially big moment then for the Haas driver in car 25. And then look at this as we're coming down the back straight. They can see has a 2.6 second lead at the moment. JJ's off and out of the race then. And look at this, and Mason there is looks like he's virtual safety car. That is not good at all for Mason, because he's lost the position now. And yeah, just as Frisky got past her as well, so that is very unlucky for Mason, and he's lost that position there. Very well, that's a big blow indeed then. If this virtual safety car stays out, this is a dream for Matt then, because of course that's that's one less up of defending against the queue of cars behind him. But he's doing a great job, Matt, is of keeping these drivers at bay then on those medium tires. Drive through penalty for Rizzsticks. That's a blow. That is a blow indeed. I think that's a drive through penalty for it's a drive through penalty for Gaz as well. It is indeed. Oh, that's two drivers then who was on course for some major points here today that is going to get. Oh no, that's a big blow for both of them. And now we're going on the outside. Frisky is that Matt staying on the inside again. It looks like they meet again then. Is this for the final time perhaps then on this race? I don't think so. We've got so many more I say we've got so many more laps. We've got 4 laps to go. On board with Brown then. He's going on wide. This could be a big payday for Brown, but he does have a 5-second penalty. Timmy is now all of a sudden found himself on potentially the cusp of a podium here. Goodness me, that was not the case some laps ago. It's really interesting. Just staying in the race, isn't it? Gonna really change. The face of the race can change so quickly on a dime, can it? On a dime. Fizzy's now back in the points as well after a horror show of a race. Look at this, and now we're on board then with Mason. JJ is out of the race. He's going to be absolutely devastated, isn't he, Mason? Sorry, JJ is, and after what a shame then. Look at this, and as Frisky then, it still can't get past at the moment, can he? Man's got it's got a very slippery car. Timmy has got past Brown then. Timmy's got past Brown there, very close, and Timmy up into 6th position. Passes the Williams driver, and jobs are good then. Next up is Mason now. So I think that now Mason and Frisky can see that the likes of Timmy is now starting to come up right up to the top, isn't he? And Timmy is an expert driver, isn't he? He's usually a driver at the sharp end of the field. Look, there's Fizzy, another driver that's near the sharp end of the field as well. And the gap at the front is now 3.5 seconds, isn't it? Steve is going to be absolutely delighted with this, isn't he? Goodness me, there's a 5-second penalty for Rizzsticks, not only for the drive-through, but now, and Rizzsticks is out of the race, and he's going to be absolutely furious, isn't he? And look at this, and now Frisky is going for it then. He's going for it. He's gone on the inside there. Matt probably would have won the inside there, but Frisky, look at how much later Matt brakes. So he's got a great touch of that brake pedal, and Brown is back up into 6th as well. Amazing stuff. I've just smashed my headset off. Brown is up in the 6th position. Great stuff. And Timmy in 7th position. And Rizzsticks is going to be furious as well. That's another retirement for the AlphaTauri drivers. And the AlphaTauri, this race, it looks so good at the beginning, so good. Even a couple of laps ago, it's turned into an absolute nightmare. It was T-Tammy is still second on them, but this win, which looked quite locked down before that safety car came up, before Roscoe had some issues in between 14 and the 15, brought the safety car out. That really played into the hands of Steve, didn't it? He got on the soft tires there, and now Steve is not looking back then. Of course, he had a difficult qualifying system, but it's just really fallen into his upstate, Steve. But he had to be in it to win it, didn't he? He had to be in the right place at the right time then, so he still did some good overtaking then. And sometimes fortune does favour the brave, doesn't it? And of course, I remember And of course, I feel that it's Frisky had a bit of like Matrix style things going on there. Matt is doing an absolutely fantastic job at the moment. He's turning to my driver of the day really on those medium tires. And how is he keeping these soft runners behind him? Well, we know how. We've already seen it, haven't we? Remember that the brake, that they touch of the brake pedal out into turn number 2. He's just so much better at braking, isn't he? He's just absolutely amazing at braking, isn't he? Very much Daniel Ricciardo-esque at braking. Very impressive stuff indeed. Then 5-second penalty for Gaz as well. 5-second penalty for speed in the pits as Gaz is dropping down the order. PB is on the cusp of points then in that Red Bull as at the moment he's too far. Whoa, Brown then swinging from nowhere, and goodness me, then that was very well controlled there for Brown. I thought he was steaming into the side of the Renault or the McLaren there, but great stuff there from Brown to slow the car down. And look at Double there. Double is also involved in this incredible battle as well. And look, Fizz is also coming as well. The two Mercedes there, they have a normal line climb through turn 4, don't they? Oh, Fizzy almost into the back of Double there. Double having a lunge on the second Mercedes. Mercedes are doing a good old double team here, aren't they? Great stuff. Double ain't gonna like it too much. And oh goodness gracious me! And look at this. And as Timmy is struggling, Timmy's got damage. That's why Timmy has got huge damage on the Mercedes. And this could potentially. Oh, look at this. And now Fizzy has got both of them. Timmy is damaged there. He is limping home. And I think that we could potentially see, can PB get some points in the Red Bull? Oh, this will be absolutely mega something. PB hasn't got any points just yet there. We've got a McLaren up the inside of Mason. Now look at Frisky. Not quite though. Not quite. Timmy then, where is he? He's, oh dear, what a shame there for Timmy. And PB's only 6 seconds back there from Penny as well. Penny on course there for, oh, for Frisky on the power too much there. He is slightly off the racing line then. And yes, as he's kept the 4th position there just about, hasn't he? Ooh. Final lap of the Grand Prix, 4.7 seconds. Oh my goodness me, look at Frisky, they're almost on the grass there. This is it, it's all or nothing now for Frisky, isn't it? If he wants this podium place, then he is running out of time, he's running out of laps. Oh man, there's contact, he almost pushed him into the wall. Frisky's up into 4th position there. There's a car's whip for man's gone up and under, and he's on the inside then, and he's back in front. A mega maneuver there from Matt. And look at this, and Frisky's on the outside then. It is very much said, oh, Frisky's on the inside. Oh, this is great racing. Oh my goodness me, they're wheel to wheel, then banging wheels as well. But Matt has got the high ground. Frisky's on the inside. It's getting very, oh my goodness me, the elbows are very much out. But Frisky's up in the 3rd position there. Matt dropping down the 4th phone. Can Mason have a lunge then? Not quite then. Matt has had an absolutely heroic stint on this final couple of laps here in Russia. He's done 14 laps on the medium tires compared to these new soft runners that everyone else has gone on. Then Matt's gone against the grain. But and he was just less than a lap away from getting on the podium here tonight. Oh goodness gracious me, an absolutely incredible Grand Prix here tonight. But Steve, from 11th on the grid there, and absolutely, oh, Matt's back through, Matt is back through, then we're going to have a look at that, but Steve crosses the line then, and Steve wins the Russian Grand Prix. Fantastic stuff there. We go for a burst. Real Frisky has gone, oh no, it's gone too much there, Frisky, Matt and the Mason there, and what a shame there. I know, oh goodness me, you only caught the end of that then, and I think that, oh goodness me, Frisky, Martin and Mason there, coming a bit too close there. Mason up in his 6th position there, and Brown's got a 5-second penalty. Mason's in 5th position there. Oh goodness gracious me, and that was a very argy-bargy end to the Grand Prix, wasn't it? Oh goodness me, double in a strong 7th, Brown in 8th, Penny in 9th position, Timmy in 10th position, PB just 2 seconds out of the points in 11th position in the end. And what an incredible end to the Grand Prix. But Steve, well, my goodness me, it doesn't matter what you throw at this man, he just seems to always be on top. And T-Subby had the advance in the Grand Prix, and then a safety car came out, and he just really fell into Steve's lap then, but that doesn't matter. It's his 5th Grand Prix win the season. he's gone from almost certainly losing about 10 to 12 points in the championship to gaining another 7 there. And goodness me, when your luck is in, your luck is in. But he still had to be there. He's drawn today. No arguments for me. He had to be in there to win it, didn't he? He got his car in the perfect position. That is why he really reaped the rewards, didn't he? Well, on your turn to strategy after a disappointing start to the Grand Prix, and the championship leader gains points then on the runners behind him then, and his 5th Grand Prix win of the season. Mega stuff there from Steve after 10 rounds of the World Championship. This man, can he been stopped then? I think the gap is up to 40 points now in the World Championship as well. Goodness gracious me, that's quite a lot then going into the halfway stage of the season then. Final look at the classification then from this mega Russian Grand Prix. I really enjoyed that. That was fantastic. See there from driver of the day, from 11th on the grid, fastest lap as well. I think that he can't ask for much more than that, can he? Absolutely brilliant stuff indeed then. And mega stuff then. T Sammy in 2nd there. Great. I think that he did everything right really. T Sammy did today, wasn't it? I think that what a shame now, because he had a 10-second lead then before the safety car came out. A very bitter blow for T Sammy, but 2nd today then, and it's his 6th podium result of his season then. Frisky in 3rd position. Well, I've got to say, it was getting very much elbows out in the final stage between Mason, Matt and Frisky. Frisky in 3rd position at the end. Fizzy in 4th position. Mason in 5th position. McLaren, good down to 69 after that heroic strategy. Double H, Brown Knife, Penny and 10 for this shed. PB 11th, Gaz and 12 retirements. Rizzles, JJ, Roscoe, Hog, Asdog and Val all retired from this epic Russian Grand Prix. We are back in a week's time then, as we are going from Russia to France, and it's almost the same flag colours, isn't it? You just got to tip them the other way around. Anyway, enough about that. We're going then. Thank you for joining us tonight. It's been an absolute mega stuff indeed then. But Steve, once again then, 5 times winner of the season. He's got a 40-point lead in the championship. What's going to happen at round 11 in France? Round 11 in France said, we're half distance. See you then. Goodbye.